Okay, 5 more seconds. Okay. I think we're live.
Welcome back. In last episode, our heroes encountered a dreadful sight indeed. The wondrous and mysterious armor known as the Sunderer apparently has returned, much to everyone's dismay. Nearly losing an arm, Coby and the rest of the crew decided retreat was the best option. And right they did. Encountering a few days later, deep into the sands, the city known only as the Jewel of the Sands. One of the only 2 cities on this entire planet that has a name. And that is where we begin. Okay. You are in the distance. You can see the Jewel of the Sands. As I described last time, it is pretty much the New York equivalent of this world. It is like New York City. There is a lot of bright lights and all sorts of like neon, and it's like, imagine New York City or Chicago in like the 20s, but with like a 50s neon kind of thing happening.
In the desert? So it's Las Vegas.
In the desert. But there's very much like large buildings that are like similar to pyramids or ziggurats where they have flat tops or they come to a point like a pyramid. There's a few of those in the city you can see. The tallest building in the entire city, and you can see it no matter where you are, is a very large, very oddly shaped clock tower.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Oddly shaped how?
You've never seen a clock tower like this before, and for some strange reason, it doesn't tell time.
What does it look like?
Like the clock tower on Big Ben, but instead of a clock face, it's this very weird series of like oddly shaped circles.
Arcana check. Does this look magical in nature?
It might.
Okay, well, let's see what my check tells me. That's going to be a 17.
Okay. Hazel also looks at it and kind of thinks.
Oh, you're driving Hazel and Hushke?
Yes.
I was about to say, Kobe's driving, and he's like, ring-a-ding-ding, baby, and he looks over, and there's 2 cardboard cutouts, and he goes, oh, god damn it.
The gods must be crazy.
I'm going to try to do Hazel's voice the best I can.
Oh.
So excuse me here.
Almost ready. Okay, you're good.
We're going to go with, since she's not here to do her voice, she's going to sound like Batman.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's appropriate.
I'm here for this now.
I'm not sure what's going on, but that clock tower clearly looks magical.
Fuck.
She says, as you can only really see like her eyes and the top of her hood.
So Batman and Iron Man.
So she looks like Raven and sounds like the Bat. I love it.
It's not telling time. It's telling something else. Some kind of location, but not geographically. That's all I got.
So Batman and Iron Man drive into the barn.
And throw money at each other.
That's what you're getting today.
Money fight! There's like a splash fight with ones.
And then Spider-Man on the floor just grabbing everything.
Yeah. Okay, Kobe's gonna try for seeing what the heck this weird clock tower is. Because he's got that Tinker Gnome stuff.
It's literally as tall as the clock tower in London, the Big Ben clock tower. But the face of the clock tower is an interlocking series of like weirdly shaped rings.
Would this be Arcana or History?
Arcana.
Okay.
Fun fact, the clock tower is not actually Big Ben. Big Ben is the bell inside the clock tower.
Oh, yes.
And it's also named after one of the chairs of parliament who was a big fat dude that nobody liked.
Nice. So they named him after the bell. That's very British.
Just like naming the John after Prince John.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's actually real, but anyway.
I don't know if it is or not, but it makes fun. It makes more fun that way.
It's a good joke for Mel Brooksville.
Right.
With
exactly.
Arcana, it's 17.
17. You get the same thing that Hazel did.
Okay. Kobe's immediately curious.
That's all of us.
Because he doesn't know what it is.
But it's definitely worth investigating.
You approach the city gates, and the guards stop you. The guards in this city are very oddly dressed indeed. They don't look as though they're wearing armor of any kind. They look as though they're kind of wearing like Wild West ponchos of sorts, of various, very like brilliantly designed colors of like yellow and blue. It's very standouty. Like you could not ever mistake them for a standard person. Maybe there's armor underneath that poncho, but you can't really tell just from looking. All of the guards have a shotgun on their back, a rifle on their back, and 2 6-shooters on either side.
Yikes.
They have a very cowboy-looking hat, a wide kind of like cowboy hat on that they're wearing. All the guards wear the same kind of hat with a silver star in the middle. And it really does look like it's actually silver.
Coby, literally, he's just like peeking out from the side on this top part of our car. And he goes, "Howdy, partners."
Howdy. What brings you all the way out here to the Jewel of the Sands? Y'all don't look like you're from the desert.
That's an excellent question. Why do we remember that we're here?
Yay.
Recapping from last session. I think Kat had all her notes.
Think we came here to investigate some things. The Jewel of the Sands was the city we needed to get to. Was the next one on our stop. There's some mysteries here we heard about. Might be something worth checking out.
We just came on by to do some trading. Partner, this gnome. He's clearly not dressed for this
His
kind of
eyes
culture.
narrow only slightly as
I'm
Oski-
hoping-
going to reach forward in the seat and like tap Coby on the shoulders, like, show him the fist. Show him the fist.
I'm hoping with his charisma, they know he's just being like a little goofball or something.
Show him the fist.
The one guard that was talking, his eyes narrow at you, and Hoske kind of pops out the window and look to see what's going on. And as Hoske pops out the window, both guards go, "Oh, it's Hoske. You can come in." And they step out of your way.
Okay.
I look back at the cardboard cutout, and I'm like, all right.
Hoske just kind of nods, adjusting his hat, and then you
Story
drive
for
in.
another time. Okay. Okay, so what's good around here?
You do notice as you drive in, both of the guards were Victorlock.
Aha.
Mm.
Aha.
In fact, you notice every single guard in the city is Victorlock. Literally every one of them. Aya, for you, that translates to Native American.
Oh, okay. I was just be like, all right, robot things, got it.
No, they're
Victorlock, they're all Native American looking.
Got it.
Partner.
There are Warforged here that will probably do that. No, you're traveling with, currently Backpack is in the party, and he would probably talk like that. You drive into the city, and Hoske kind of mentions, "We should stop at a place nearby. I think we could go for a drink after all that."
Oh.
Coby just drives up to the nearest, wherever he can park. Smile.
There's plenty of places to park.
Okay, are there other vehicles?
Yeah, all sorts of weird vehicles. None have a suspension like yours, but all sorts of weird vehicles.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like just the only spots to park, or like where you tie off horses in the front of the saloon.
I mean, there is some of those, and that's the saloon you pulled up to, but there's spots for cars to park too.
Okay.
There's only a few spots for quad cars, but seeing your quad car pull up, somebody moves.
wow.
They're just like, "That's a mighty fancy ride you got there, partner.
Thanks.
What are them bouncy things on the side there?"
I like to call those the boingy McBoing boings, but we also call them suspension.
Huh. What do you?
He's
what
a
do
gnome
they
after
do?
all.
What do they do exactly? Them boingy McBoing boing.
Anna's gonna poke her head
All
out
the
the
fun to
window.
motorboat.
It's like a buckboard in a seat. Springs.
Huh.
Well, you see, and then he gets like into way too technical. Like if they're a mechanic, they probably understand. But he talks about how like when you go bumping up and down on
Roll the
different textures.
Steamcraft check, and as you explain it to him, he goes, "Well, that's a mighty fine idea. We should build all the cars with them things. Well, I'd make driving on the streets awful comfy. Huh. Hey, Billy Bob, I got an idea.
Oh shit.
What's that?" We gotta go put some shocks on this thing. Or suspensions. All right, let's go back to the shop then. And they both drive off.
Oh my god. You just taught them about suspensions.
You did a thing. All right, you pull up to this bar, and you notice above the bar there's a skyship parked.
Cool.
Does it look like one of
That's you.
Does it look like one of the Slayer's airships? Or
Nope.
okay.
This looks fancy.
It looks fancy.
Oh, so
It doesn't look like a Slayer ship. It looks fancy.
okay.
The Slayer ships are very mechanical. It looks like a giant blimp with like lots of things on it that you could use to drop cog bikes off of, and
I'm imagining
very
like
purposeful. This looks fancy. It's a giant balloon. It looks like a pirate ship hanging underneath it. It's a giant balloon attached to it. It's very steampunk. The sides of the pirate ship are inlaid with designs of actual silver. And the name of it you can see from down here. It's called the Silver Bullet.
Anna is immediately in love. She thinks whoever owns this is probably just the coolest fucking person on this planet. That is some aesthetic.
You may
shit.
find out. Apparently, they're parked here.
I wouldn't mind being a guest there.
Well, this
Coby walks
evening
in.
is certainly looking up, and she is going to cast Disguise Self and rearrange her attire into something a little more befitting the setting. So
Okay.
probably something with a bustle and a lot of ruffle. Think
All right.
like Tombstone.
Okay. You walk in, and your clothing is fairly matching to the attire that a lot of other ladies have in here as well. And you do notice that there are a lot of ladies and gentlemen here dressed in a similar Wild West kind of fashion, as far as like fancy clothes or nice clothing goes. There is it looks like another mannequin behind the bar, kind of like your friend Backpack.
Arcana check! Away! 24.
24. That is an exact replica of Backpack,
Hey, that's copyright infringement!
mechanically speaking.
Oh,
From
never
here,
mind.
you can't really see, but there's definitely something on its chest.
You got a
Mm.
Like
Sparks
in the right part of its chest.
distributor out here.
Is it got like an S with like a spark coming off of it? The Sparks Industry logo?
You're too far away to see it from the door.
Okay.
But he's got a top hat. The mannequin has a top hat on, and the mannequin's walking around polishing glasses and serving drinks to people. And he's doing it in a rather quick and mechanical fashion.
Okay.
Or it is doing it at a quick and mechanical fashion. You're not sure.
Coby comes in his casual attire, aka Rich McRitchie clothes, and he only has one of his pistols on the holster. as he
Okay.
comes in.
Describe what you look like for our new compatriot. Erica, you see some rather adventuring types walk into the bar, all of them wearing a pin on the side of their chest there. As everyone but one of them seems to be wearing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The one that's not wearing it is the like darkly dressed hooded one that has a mask over her face. Just kind of like comes in and she looks around and like seems to remove something from her shirt and put it away.
Coby Sparks is the best way I could possibly describe him is imagine Robert Downey Jr. as a gnome.
Does he have the facial hair?
Yes.
All right.
In fact,
Cool.
he's got like the shirt pocket thing, and it's got like a trimming kit in there.
All right.
And
There's a
this is-
Victolock individual standing with them that has a visible six-shooter on his side, some manacles hanging from a belt, a horn, and he's wearing a very official-looking uniform of a city watch of some kind.
All right. Interesting.
I told you about the ninja, and now you see Anna's character. Go ahead, Anna.
So Anna is a tiefling. She's got like flaming bright red hair, kind of a fair and freckly complexion. Like she's got like normal human coloring, but it's very like light. She looks very Scottish. She's got really bright blue eyes, and this is her normal attire, but her costume right now is much more of a Wild West saloon girl style look. A lot of red, black trim, big old bustle out to here. She has a tail peeking out from under that skirt. And when you have the occasion to see the boots, they have a false heel. So she's got cloven hooves, but the heel kind of makes it look like she's got a regular shaped foot for some reason.
Okay.
And then, like I said, you see a black cloaked person with black attire on and like leather armor and like a black face cover. And she's kind of looking around, and she has like a long bow and daggers and like very like kind of sneaky ninja individual kind of character. And she's kind of like looking around narrow eyed, staring at everyone and everything, kind of looking about. And at some point during her view around, you notice she pays quite a bit of attention to where you're sitting.
Well, Erica probably has a really big book that she was reading, so she's just gonna like put it up and hide behind it.
A lot of you see, a lot of people in here don't really look like they're super important people. They look like townsfolk and drunks. The only person who stands out is a dwarf sitting in the corner with a grimoire in front of her, a rather large, very hefty-looking, indestructible book. That is her grimoire. Wizards on this planet, Erica, have what's called a grimoire instead of a spell book. And the grimoire contains every spell from every book. You just have to learn them. And the books themselves are actually indestructible. Some of them float when you let go of them. They have random powers that some of them might have. And I usually let the players pick what random thing they have.
Cool.
Some of them are made out of metal with metal binding. Some are made out of bone with bone pages, all sorts of stuff like that. It could be
so
any.
hers is it's made out of like a brown leather with like little silver cogs on the sides, and is like with a silver trim along the ends.
I like it.
Sturdy and simple.
I like it.
But she's like kind of just hiding behind it because she doesn't like the ninja person looking at her.
As you come in and the lot of you notice that Hazel is spending a bit too much time staring around, and noticed staring over at her, the dwarf kind of pulls the grimoire up in front of her face as Hazel begins looking about. Hazel kind of whispers to the lot of you, the only person here that looks like they're not a random townsfolk is that dwarf.
Isn't that a little
Why
Racist.
did you
racist?
just freak her out staring at her so hard?
Sorry. She had a grimoire. It caught my attention.
But a person's not allowed to read in a bar anymore?
A wizard would read a book somewhere else, perhaps. I think that wizard's looking for something.
If that something is trouble, are we the ones going to be giving it to them? Because I don't know if I want to do that. We don't even know who she is.
As you say, if we're going to be giving them trouble, Haske immediately chimes in. We will not be giving trouble to anyone here. It's against the law. We'll do what we're paid to do, of course.
This looks like a nice
Okay.
place. I'd hate to have to rough it up.
I guess we're not gonna have a stereotypical bar brawl then. Oh well. Goes up to the bar. He goes up to the bar, takes him a little bit because he's a gnome, but he gets up on the stool.
Anna's going to wave off the waiter that with the sugar glass bottle that she was going to break over somebody's head later.
The bartender walks over to where you're sitting, Coby, and goes, "Howdy, partner. What can I get you to drink?"
Oh wow.
The bartender has no face, and now that you're close enough to the mannequin bartender with the top hat on, you notice there's a Coby Sparks Industries spark on his chest that says he is a property of Coby Sparks Industries.
Do I recognize how old this model is?
This is a recent model. You think your father might have been doing business deals here before he gave you Backpack. Backpack looks as though Backpack can think for themselves. This version looks like a rather bartender-esque program.
Okay. What's the drink of the day?
The drink of the day is the Desert Rose.
Ooh.
2 of those, please.
As you wish. Brings over 2 drinks and sets them down in front of you. Compliments of the family. He taps the spark on his chest. and looks at you and nods, and then goes back to serving other customers.
That's
She's
cute.
gonna rib you. She's gonna rib you once and be like, you know what? You're really fun to have around.
I'm glad my dad kept that brown nosing program in there. He goes to get the 2 drinks, hops down, surprisingly doesn't spill anything, goes over to the table with the dwarf, and slides over a drink.
The fancy-looking, rather noble-esque gnome sits down at your table and slides you the most expensive drink at the bar.
Howdy. He says, trying to look all... Wait, you're a female dwarf, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna flag down the bartender and be like, I'm with him.
The bartender looks at you and looks back at Coby. What can I get you to drink, partner?
I'll have one of them desert roses.
In a very mechanical fashion, the mannequin makes you the drink and sets it in front of you. Compliments of the family. And it taps the spark again.
Oh, okay, at this point we're going to be losing profit. And he flips a gold coin onto the bar.
It looks at the gold coin, picks it up, and then sets it in the register and closes it.
Okay.
Okay.
And goes back to serving other customers. Hazel and Haske will walk in and look around, and they kind of sit down at the table that Coby sat down at. And Hazel seems to like just be looking at the rest of the bar and not really paying much attention to what you're doing. Haske seems interested in what's going on. Haske is the Victor Locke looking guy that looks like he's from the Wild West.
Surprised to see wizarding kind of folk here.
Can I help you?
I just wanted to talk, as he uses one finger to slide the drink across the table to you.
No, thank you. I'm just stopping by to get my ship all ready, and I'm gonna be on my way. So, excuse me, I have to get back to my my studying.
Coby says in Dwarvish, "That's your ship? The airship?"
You're impressed that he knows Dwarven.
Yes. Yes, it was my grandfather's. I'm kind of looking for him right now. But yeah, I'm yeah.
What?
Excuse me. Sorry.
What clan are you from?
Who are you?
Oh, me? I'm Coby Sparks.
You recognize the name. You've seen his father.
That's almost like saying Coby McDonald, probably.
You've met his father. Actually, you were here when his father installed the barkeeper.
Is his dad nice?
Yeah,
Or is he
his
like
dad's a really nice fellow. He was quite pleasant. He tried to sell you one of those mannequins, but you turned him down because you said you didn't think it'd be useful in an adventure. And he said, "Oh, probably not."
Oh, I've met your father. He was here installing that robot fellow.
Oh.
He was quite a nice gentleman.
I'm surprised Dimble was in town.
Dimble's his father.
Yes, it's Dimble Sparks. That is his actual name.
Okay. The name's Erica. Erica Silvers.
Nice to meet you.
The Victorlock fellow kind of like tips his hat and nods at you. The creepy rogue person who you were a little creeped out goes, "Pleased to meet you." Her voice sounds a bit rasp. You think maybe she has some kind of throat cold.
Oh,
I should probably go get that checked out. I can't really
We don't
do
have
anything about it, but it seems like it might help.
We don't have the time right now. Busy adventurers. Got to do what we got to do.
You guys are adventurers?
Well, we're slayers.
Victorlock person kind of tips his hat. Of course we are, ma'am. Here to help however we can.
Are you busy?
Well,
We just got into town. Can't say we've had a whole lot to do yet. I heard there were some mysteries here that need solved.
Anna's gonna nose it over with her
That's
desert
for
rose.
sure.
Did
I'm
you make
sorry?
a friend, Coby? I said Anna just moseyed on over with her desert rose and asked Coby if he made a friend.
Hello.
This is the first tiefling you've ever seen.
Uh,
Don't worry, she's with us.
alrighty.
Oh, I forgot to mention also, for tieflings, she has unusually small horns. Like she's just got like really like baby goat kind of horns, and if she swept her hair over it, you wouldn't even know they were there.
So is this the second time she's gonna guest in a campaign where tieflings haven't existed for her character before?
Oh, boy.
They've existed. She's heard of them in stories, but she's never seen one in person.
Okay. Just want to make
It's
sure.
kind of like hearing about vampires and then seeing one.
I've read about creatures like you. How fascinating.
That the smile that she had on is going to become just a little bit wooden. Pleasure to meet you. And I'm Anna. You are?
Erica Silvers.
Well, pleasure. Coby, what have we found here?
Well, I mean, she was about to say something about your grandfather.
You also see standing behind all of them is another one of those mannequins that has a rather large backpack on his back. Or its back. You're not sure. He, she, they're very genderless.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of standing behind Coby, and it's just kind of standing there, literally holding the straps of the backpack, and its head turns around rather robotically, scanning the room, occasionally turning all the way around.
Fascinating. You see, I'm looking for my grandfather's treasure. He, a long time ago, he had quite a extravagant sum and inventions everywhere, and we're all super cool. And I really want to find them. However, he kind of lost it at the end there, and now I can't find it. And people think that he was crazy, and his adventures are all not good. So I gotta find them, and I gotta go make sure that everybody knows that they're good inventions.
Okay, I just first question. Please tell me his name was not Blackjack Lee.
I'm sorry?
Okay, it wasn't. Okay, good.
As he says the name Blackjack, you're like, the legendary pirate from many, many hundred years, thousands of years ago? Oh, no, how silly. It kind of almost means as silly in your head when he says it. I sent you a message on the Zoom chat.
Yeah, okay. I remembered that there was a thing, but it was a lot.
Sorry,
Right.
he was human, but he did have a treasure, and he definitely was crazy. He had what did you call it again, Blake? What was
Gold fever?
It's called gold fever. It is a disease normally only afflicting dwarves, but does seem to affect humans in the case of Blackjack Lee.
He had gold fever, sorry, but being a dwarf and all, maybe there was a connection. There definitely isn't. I apologize for assuming.
No, that's exactly it. How did you know?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Well, my own intuition as he leans back into his chair.
She just kind of looks at you like.
I pretty putting pieces together.
Who is this fool?
The mannequin standing
Honestly,
behind
just
him
gonna be like
goes,
standing behind him going,
the mannequin standing behind him goes, gold fever is a disease commonly inflicted only to dwarves, although the only known human in history to have contracted such a disease was the legendary pirate Blackjack Lee. He says in a rather robotic and immediate fashion upon hearing gold fever.
Well, are you in need of hiring some slayers to help out?
Oh, that would be extra. Yes, that would be wonderful. I've been trying to find him for a really long time now, but I can't get anywhere with all of this. I suppose I need some help.
The nervous-looking ninja lady sitting at the table with you kind of chimes in. Don't mean to interrupt, but maybe we could work together. We've heard there's some mysteries here in town, and maybe we could kind of help solve them and get used to each other's company before we go out searching for your grandfather's treasure. It might be a good thing for us to get accompanied with each other.
Oh,
Maybe earn some money
I
for the
would love
job.
to see what you're capable of.
And we the same to you.
Consider it an audition.
The Victor Lock-looking fella tips his hat at you again. Ma'am, be pretty happy to travel with you for a while. Maybe we could solve some of the problems this town has. My people have told of some of the issues in the city. I'm good friends with the Watch. Maybe we could talk to them, see what problems they have.
Coby leans up, like looking at her book. Is it runic? The grimoire?
Runic is the language of magic, by the way.
Yes.
Erica. It is written only. You actually can't pronounce the words. At best case, you would say it kind of means this, and it could mean a bunch of different things, but there's no way to actually say it aloud. It's a written only language that magic is written in. Few people know about it, and very few people can even read it. So you would be surprised he even mentioned the name of it at this point.
What?
That'd be like saying, is that written in Latin? And everyone else goes, it's written in who's he what? That's kind of what he just said.
Wait, yes. You see, I'm a wizard. I've been studying this for as long as I can remember. How do you know about it?
No, I just learned how to read the language overnight.
That surprises the heck out of you because this language is incredibly complicated. It took you quite a few years to learn it. It's that complicated.
The main reason I say that is because I got the book on runic and I have 20 intelligence, and he would have studied that immediately.
Dang. All right.
That impresses you. Then he knew the language pretty quickly.
I mean, it's up to the universe if I'm bluffing or not. I don't care. I was trying to quote Tony Stark, being like, "Oh yeah, I learned thermodynamics overnight."
Right. Yeah, no. But that does impress you that he learned it that quickly.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
Can I see if he's full of shit?
Sure. There's a full of suit check. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Would it be inside?
Insight, yes. Opposed to his bluff if he chooses to make one. He doesn't have to. If he's telling the truth.
I got a 19.
I don't know.
Okay.
If he was deceiving you, you would know. He got a 5 on the dice. He's
Uh,
not proficient in it.
You're not sure it was overnight, per se, but it was definitely a very short amount of time. You would guess that there was at least a modicum of truth to his fib of sorts. You think he might have been telling you that sort of white-faced lie to impress you,
All right.
which does fit his character from the very brief period of time you've talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
He seems very intelligent. Probably the most intelligent gnome you've ever seen or talked to. Maybe ever.
Wait, sorry, I gotta put my helmet back on. My brain's about to go everywhere. So it's just I don't know. Anyway.
You are a interesting fellow.
Well,
Well,
what other mysteries have you heard around town then, Mrs. Silvers?
I don't think you told me anything about that, so what do I know?
You haven't heard anything particular other than what you read in the paper this morning about a series of grisly murders.
Well, you
In
know, there's
fact, you have the paper sitting next to you.
well, I was looking at the paper earlier today, and she'll slide the paper over, and there was some really gruesome murders. It seems to me that there might be a serial killer or something.
Or maybe some kind of monster on the loose.
Even if it's a monster, it could be a serial killer.
Well,
It could be a serial killer monster. Who knows?
As long
Could
as
be.
it's not an undying slasher, I think we'll be fine.
Oh my god. We were fighting against that too.
As they regale that brief tale to you, you remember hearing stories about such a terrible creature from your childhood. Told to you about an ancient warrior many, many thousands of years ago that died and is cursed forever to abide by a series of terrible experiences where he has to break the weapon and slaughter of everyone he encounters. You've heard of him. He's known as the Sunderer. It's quite a terrible experience. No one has ever mentioned anything pleasant about the monster, and quite everyone who has encountered it has said something terrible about having lost all their favorite stuff. Or an arm. Or two. In fact, you met a dwarf that had 2 metal arms, having encountered it once and barely survived.
Oh my. Interesting. Well, is- well,
As your conversation seems to crescendo into what you're kind of stumbling to say, you were all briefly interrupted by what sounds like a hail of gunfire coming from outside.
Oh, that's her cue.
And so saying, Anna's going to turn, and you're
The
going to
Victorlock fellow stands up and pulls out his revolver, checks the ammo in it, and spins it around. Looks like we're going to get a rematch.
Coby didn't even get to touch his drink before this, and he just downs it in one sweep.
First drink is free.
Okay, thank goodness. How is
Same.
The shadowed fellow goes, well, you want to see us in action, you best come out and watch, or maybe help. We don't know what this is.
Yes, I will. This is exciting.
You all run outside to see a series of town guards kind of backing off and firing at the very animated suit of armor you ran away from.
Good.
Yep, looks like a rematch. You see, you hear the Victorlock fellow say as he holds up his revolver for a very precise-looking shot. You see Hazel go, but it didn't work last time when it was standing still. We need to catch him when he moves. That's the only way we can hit him. Maybe the guards can distract him.
I will definitely need my suit as Coby runs back to his quad car.
Hurry up, Coby.
Is this time to get
The
formal?
guards can hold him off. You see the guards kind of backing off and firing with all manner of different weapons as the creature kind of seems to stop every so often and deflect a bunch of the blows with its sword. The creature in tail here, Erica, so you have the description, looks like a suit of solid black samurai armor with a demon mask. It is wielding a katana that appears to be made of a blackened metal of some kind. You're not sure what this katana is made of, but your dwarven intuition tells you that's probably an adamantium katana. Something that is very, very, very impressive. Like to the level of, oh my god, it's like Excalibur, kind of impressive.
Fascinating.
Coby says, I'll catch up.
As the suit of armor stands still and seems to deflect a hail of gunfire that is fired at it from the guards, as if it's able to move faster than it should be capable of. Maybe we should hit it from a distance this time. Wait till it moves. I'll tell the guard. Everyone get ready.
Do you know if it has any anything that will hurt him more?
Your magic should suffice perfectly. I think it only deflects ranged projectiles. None of us have magic bullets yet.
Oh.
I'm going to tell the guards to lay off their gunfire when I give my word. I'll be right back. And she seems to slink into the shadows as she sneaks over to where the guards are.
Anna's going to turn to the bartender and ask him if there's an access to the second floor.
The second story is for authorized personnel only. As you are with Mr. Sparks, you are capable of accessing the second story if you wish.
Show me the way.
Ladder is in the back. Fourth door on the left.
Okay.
The key sequence is up, down, up, down.
Okay.
As you go back to a very strange door, the padlock on the door has 4 directions on it and a big dial that you have to turn. As you turn the dial to up, down, the door unlocks and you're able to get in.
Got it. So her objective here is going to be finding a rooftop view.
You basically double move over to the door and open the door at this point. Next round, you are capable of moving to the roof. Everyone gives me initiative.
Okay.
Woo. Good start. That's going to be a 17 to start.
Ooh. Nice.
A 17, you say. What's your dex?
+2.
Okay, you're 17 to greater then.
21.
Ooh.
Nice. Also, what's your dex?
My dex. It's 14.
It's gonna go the Sunderer, you, Hazel, Haske, and then is it Coby Anna or Anna Coby?
I think Anna Coby.
Yeah.
Anna Coby. So Coby, somehow you ended up getting last on this roll of incredibly high initiative.
That's fine.
Which, after your last experience with the Sunderer, you're not exactly sure you want to run right in there anyway.
Yeah, he just finished repairing his gauntlet. So.
Yeah, I mean, it took you a week to drive through the desert to get here, and you just barely managed to fix your armor on the process. During the time, anyway. But in any case, leading the initiative is the Sunderer, who continues to stand still and deflect the hail of gunfire that is fired its direction. Going after the Sunderer, however, is our newly dwarven wizard, Erica. Erica Silvers, it's your move.
Okay. She's gonna hit it with Witch Bolt at level 3. Oh, okay. Oh, sweet. Yeah. Thought. What? 20.
20 what?
20 something.
That is definitely a hit.
20-something hits. Okay.
20 something. I don't know.
20 anything hits, guaranteed.
Yeah.
If it's above 20, you hit. At this point, yeah. Especially if it's magic.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you blasting at it?
Witch Bolt.
Okay. Your picture you sent in the Zoom chat, Coby, is perfect.
It's as close as I could find to a demon masked samurai
Yeah,
armor.
all black, but it's basically that.
17 lightning damage.
Okay, that looks incredibly effective. And as you blast it with magic, the creature's helmet kind of turns your direction as it's deflecting the hail of gunfire from the guards around it. Hazel moves, having an initiative only slightly higher than Coby and Anna's, but Hazel's turn at this point is mentioning to the guards the secret plan. She kind of like runs up next to them and says some stuff and runs over to another series of guards and says some stuff as she's whispering to them while they fire a hail of gunfire towards this thing that is moving to the city. We're in the city. You see behind the creature, however, several dead guards that have had their arms cut off and their weapons sliced in half.
Oh, dear.
So this thing has already claimed some lives just being here already. As you think now, that's why the guards are keeping a distance from it and firing it from a range. But it's slowly kind of moving their direction to flailing the gunfire away from it as it's standing still and moving a little bit and then standing still again. Okay. Anna.
All right. So Anna is going to finish her move up to get out the window.
Okay, you are on the roof at this point. That is the first of your move. You can see the creature from here. You know that the Sunderer is susceptible to magic, having just got to the roof and seen a blast of lightning, or witch bolt, as it were, blast through the creature and seem incredibly effective.
All right. Well, this looks good. So
And Erica looking really like surprised that it hit. Like, oh.
Yeah, right. Okay, so she is going to hex on the Sunderer,
Okay.
with the bonus action, and then for her actual action, she is going to use Agonizing Blast.
All right.
All right. Going to be a 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Barely.
Cool. Barely is good enough for me.
At this point, you've calculated that its armor class is 18.
Okay, so it's going to be with Hex. It's going to be taking extra necrotic damage from this shot.
Okay.
Also, it's going to have disadvantage to Dex saves.
All right.
So that's going to be. It's going to be 11 force damage. No, I'm sorry.
Erica,
It's going to be. No, it's going to be. I'm sorry. 8 force damage. 3 necrotic.
okay. Erica, you may give me an Arcana check.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, that's not good. I got a 10.
Okay. With your family knowledge, you're aware that what Anna just used was definitely Warlock in nature.
Oh,
What it was, you have no clue, but it was definitely Warlock in nature.
okay.
Beyond that, you're not sure. All right. And that was Anna's turn.
She's taking
you roll
notes
damage,
the
Anna.
whole time, like to
What'd you
what
say
they're
the damage-
doing. Like the moment she like hits and she's like, "Oh God!" Like I hit it. She's gonna pull out a little notebook and she's just gonna start writing what everybody else's capabilities are.
Okay. Anna, what'd you say that damage was?
So that was 3 necrotic, and I think I said 8. Yeah, it was 8 force damage.
8 force, 3 necrotic. Okay. And then plus the... Okay. All right. Coby.
Okay, so he had to go back to the car.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It's 5th level. I get a second bolt.
Yes.
I almost forgot that. Holy crap. Okay. Same roll again. 18 hit. Much better numbers this time actually. Max damage. So that's going to be 11 force damage and 6 necrotic.
Okay.
And that is
Coby.
all of my action. I'm done.
All right.
Okay, Coby dashes into the scene, I guess. You notice that his gauntlet isn't as big as it was before. In fact, one gauntlet seems to have a bit of frost on it, and the other one seems normal. And with the frost one, he puts his hand out and he shoots out a shard of ice.
Ooh.
The air around him seems to immediately cool, and even though it's nighttime and the neon lights are lighting the place up, the cool air seems to freeze into an icicle that he shoots out towards the creature.
It's like the Skyrim ice spells, you know.
Yeah. You see like a circle of ice. Those of you that can see the flow, Erica and Anna, you see the flow kind of manipulate in a spiral pattern as it forms into an icicle that he blasts with his hand. So he just manipulated the flow, and you're fairly certain he's not a wizard.
That's
impressive.
Okay, well, of course, trying to show off, be all cool, he gets a nat 1. But with his other hand, he puts it out, and a beam shoots out of the hand as his bonus action.
You notice this is also manipulating the flow in some way, although the way that it is manipulating the flow you have never seen before. So both of you are impressed by this.
Work to identify that.
Oh,
You're both like, whoa, what was that? Okay, Coby, make your attack.
And wow. Just wow. 9. So that misses. So he uses an action surge
oh my God.
to get an action and a bonus action, and he does the same thing again as he continues moving forward towards him.
He seems very frustrated as you see his armor manipulate the flow, and then he makes the same actions again. Go ahead.
Okay, much better, but it still misses. 16.
What'd you get? 16?
Yeah.
You hit, but it doesn't seem to hit underneath the armor. It seems to deflect off of the armor's structure.
And light beams. Nat 1. The dice love me
Nice.
tonight.
Okay. Your light beam deflects off in a random direction, blasting skyward, narrowly missing the blimp.
Oops.
All
You
right.
think that your light beam seems to have deflected off this thing somehow. You're not sure, but it seems rather dangerous.
Okay, noted.
You think that only happens when it's not moving.
Also noted.
As the town guard seems to have gotten Hazel's note, and Hazel goes, "Now!" And they all stop firing. And the creature stops its defensive stance and goes to an offensive stance. as you noticed it's no longer capable of deflecting blasts. As it does that, Hasuke makes an attack.
Oh my god.
He hits. A solid hit straight through the center of the helmet. And he goes, "Hey, asshole, over here." As he's standing the maximum distance he could from the creature with his revolver, as he succeeded a very nice shot. And the creature turns directly towards him and begins moving very slowly. As Hazel goes, "Wait!" All right, leading initiative again is the creature. It moves closer to Hasuke.
What's the range relative to everybody for this?
Relative to you, it has moved 30 feet closer. It
Okay.
appears to be taking its movement cautiously.
And I'm what, 10 feet off the ground on my second floor?
You're like 12 feet off the ground.
Sure.
The roof has a slant. Okay. Leading initiative after is, of course, though, Erica.
Okay.
You notice that it's moving towards the Victolock person that fired a 6-shooter through its helmet. You now notice that this thing, as you will definitely call it, Erica, is clearly some sort of construct. And it's very likely some sort of cursed person or creature.
Hmm.
You almost have pity on it if it hadn't killed 3 guards already.
I mean, she's going to fire Ray of Frost at it.
Okay. Make your spell attack.
Ooh, all right, cool. I'm rolling really good tonight.
Nice.
I got a 22.
That is definitely a hit.
Yeah. I never use these dice. Awesome. Oh god. 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Frosty damage.
It looks very effective. Anna.
All right, so I was just setting up this in the chat here. I was like, when we were moving to beginning to get into positions, I got talked over a little bit there. I was saying I had my packed glaive out when we were going up, so that's an established timeline bit.
Okay, that's fine.
So, seeing how close is the Sunderer now to Hasuke?
It's 25 feet from him. Next move, it could move and attack him.
Okay, so she's going to curse in, well, infernal, and she is going to hop over the slope of the roof, and you're going to see anybody that can see her is going to see her, kind of skip down, like she doesn't intervene in the space between, but she ends up on the ground, and as she's moving, you can see her face begin to cover up with this chrome looking skin, almost like liquid metal flowing over her face, and her eyes turning solid inky black. And in her hand, she wields this solid black packed weapon. It's a glaive. And she is going to run up behind. She has 40 feet of movement at this point now. She's going to run up behind the Sunderer and from 10 feet away, cast Booming Blade.
Okay.
And finish by moving back the last of her movement. I think that puts her 15, 20 feet back from him.
Okay.
So the roll to hit is going to be a 19.
That hits.
Yes. Okay. So I can only do that once. But that's going to be, what is it? Just figuring how many D6 I need to get ready. Okay, so again, gonna roll an extra. All right, so guys, what you're gonna see is you're gonna see her blade like slice through the air in addition to hitting the Sunderer, and there's gonna be a tearing sound like the leading edge of a thunderclap, and it's gonna be 2, 7, 13. Okay, so 7 magical slashing damage.
Okay.
6 thunder damage plus 5. No, so 11 thunder damage, and then a bonus 5 necrotic.
You note, all of you, that the thunder damage seemed incredibly effective.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna yell at him. It's like, over here, asshole.
All right, Coby, your turn. It appears to be moving towards your gun-firing friend, but Anna appears to have put herself right in harm's way.
Okay, he briefly looks at his offhand that now has on the sides of the forearm. They just seem to like slide open, and you can just see like the red glowing furnace on the inside, and just like hot air coming out as it's cooling down. Can't do that. You can only do that once around.
Right.
He immediately starts going towards the Sunderer and shoots 2 of these frost missiles because he forgot he had extra attack.
Okay.
Whoops.
Yep. Pew! Okay, thank you, dice. That will be 27.
Okay, that's definitely a hit.
Then 21 for both.
That's also a
shoots.
hit. Roll damage twice.
Okay. His movement. Let me make sure I get it right on the frost missile. His movement is slowed, but I just want to make sure how much he's slowed. Okay. Hits, does that. And they can only move half their maximum speed till the beginning of my next turn.
You notice as Coby blasts it with several icicles, it seems to have covered the Sunderer in like a frosty layer of like frozen stuff, and it seems to have trouble moving a little bit.
The first missile did a bit. The second missile maxed out, doing 21 cold damage total from both missiles.
Awesome. All right, you land 2 very solid, effective hits. As you do so, and seeing that the Sunderer is moving, Hazel goes, "Now!" And all the guards that were now holding fire open up on the Sunderer. And the DM rolls a lot of dice. Okay. And a hail of gunfire from the surrounding guards seems to penetrate the Sunderer from quite a large number of angles, as the Sunderer appears to be barely clinging on to life. And I say in quotations because you're fairly sure it's a cursed undead of some kind, but it's a construct of sorts. So it's a cursed construct of sorts that none of you are really fully aware should exist. And the hail of gunfire from the guards appears to have nearly killed it. And Haske kind of points his gun its direction and fires a rapid-fire shot, kind of like fanning the hammer of his gun several times.
Gotta love Gunslinger.
Both shots hit. And finish off the creature as the armor goes and collapses onto the ground. The guards all move over and individually kick part of the armor away from it, and they kind of point their gun at it like, "What the hell was that?"
I'm gonna run over and pick up that adamantine blade.
As you pick up the sword, you notice the armor is starting to slide back towards itself and pull itself together. As you grab the sword and pick it up, the armor immediately falls to the ground as if nothing animates it anymore.
Does this
I
sword have
checked
flow
that.
going through it?
This sword has so much flow going through it, it's nearly blinding.
All right. I'm going to toss it up into the air and attempt to sunder it myself
Okay?
with my packed weapon. Oh, run off the table.
You said it was adamantium, correct?
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, boy.
Okay. So that would be a 26 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. So there's 10. and we're doing 9 damage.
Okay. You've nicked it slightly. The blade looks mildly irritated.
Made mildly irritated.
You also feel as though the blade is quite upset that you attempted to break it.
Oh, I feel like this is definitely a vengeance thing now.
You're just going to hammer away at it with your packed blade until it breaks?
I'm thinking about switching to Eldritch Blast. Honestly, I'm going to
Okay.
use Agonizing Blast
Okay.
and basically just blast it until it melts.
Don't bother rolling damage. You just agonizingly blast it until it shatters. As the blade shatters, you hear, all of you, even the guards, hear in your head, I will return. As the armor and the blade kind of immediately turn to slag and kind of sink into the sand.
Can I make a grab attempt for the hilt before
Sure.
it melts away? All right. What do you want me to do?
Give me a dexterity save.
Okay. All right. 17.
You're like, as you grab the blade, it kind of melts in your hand into slag that sinks into the sand, and you're like, damn it, not fast enough.
All right.
Darn it, I really wanted that cursed item.
The town guard look over towards you and they go, what the hell was that? Hosker looks over at Coby and goes, I think you are the best one to describe this, brother.
Eternal undying monstrosity?
Swoop, and he takes off his helmet. He's a little gnome in full plate, so maybe it looks kind of adorable, who knows. He takes it off.
Looks like Tony Stark. They just took off his Iron Man helmet.
And if the helmet actually came off, it didn't just fold back. I don't have that feature yet. And he explains to the guards what the Sunder is and all that.
You explain the tale of an ancient warrior, so horrible and terrible in his crimes, that he committed an act of unspeakable evil, an act of destroying the soul or the blade of many a powerful samurai, and has since brought himself a curse so awful, not even gods will kill him. Yeah.
So, if not gods can kill him, it seems to me that we probably shouldn't have. So either he's really weak, or
he's not really dead, I think.
yeah.
Asuke kind of looks around and goes, something tells me we will see it again. We should be wary.
Well, it is kind of like a ghost. Ghosts don't really die.
We need to find a way to break its curse. Every ghost has a story, something we can solve, a mystery of sorts. We may have to do some research to find it. If we can find out what makes the Sunderer exist, we can break it. You see Hazel say.
Hopefully we don't have to fix every
My
weapon.
voice is really, really hoarse today.
Horse outside.
I could possibly help with research. This is what I do. I it's my job. If you have any ideas of where we can start looking for like the name of the person that cursed it, or the person that he was before, or
well, you see, I've had a few theories. Coby
yes,
erupts as he just starts pacing. He does like the Sherlock Holmes thing with like one hand behind his back and the other hand just like, just pondering on the chin. He's like, well, I was thinking maybe that the Sunder originally was from the far continent, because that's where most samurai normally come from. But also, maybe the fact that he keeps sundering things is because no one sundered his weapon in direct combat with. But he said he would come back, even though Anna sundered it, and he's just like going back and forth on stuff. Maybe, what if we mend something of his?
Well,
after it's broken.
When I just...
Perhaps a good deed would turn his side. That's a good way of thinking. Coby, it might work. It's an option anyway.
It seems to me that it's counterproductive if you just want to destroy him to fix him.
Maybe no one ever showed him an act of kindness, Hazel says.
That's also a possibility.
Well, his
Ancient stories tell of him being around a long time ago. It is said through my people that he, you see the kind of Wild West looking cowboy guy, that he was responsible for breaking the weapons, or the soul, as they believed it, of the samurai of the Dragon Empire. It is believed that he sundered their very weapons themselves, an act that can be considered dishonorable by their people. Maybe this is why he is cursed. The dishonor he brought to all those souls is now coming back to him. Or perhaps there's something else involved we're not aware of. Either way, we don't know if he's gone or it's gone. And it'll probably be back. We should be wary of any gunfire we hear in the distance. It might be him.
oh,
Him would be an appropriate nomenclature, you hear Backpack say, as the Sunderer was a male of the samurai descent.
Thanks, Backpack.
You are welcome.
Well, I think you proved yourself today, Coby says as he walks past Silvers and attempts to put his hand on her shoulder. I'm not sure how tall she is.
She's a dwarf. You can reach her shoulder.
I don't know. I'm a gnome. How
Human,
tall
the
are you?
answer would be no.
I think I'm like 4 something.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm 3'6", by the way. Just to give you an idea how small I am.
I know how tall gnomes are.
Yeah. You're
yeah,
aware
that's
in
true.
character how tall gnomes are.
Yeah.
She also has a character that is a gnome.
Yeah, my gnome is 3 feet tall. So.
Yeah. Yeah. You put her arm kind of like your arm slightly upward, but on her shoulder.
And he goes back to the bar. I think I need a drink. I think you guys deserved one. On the house. Why not?
Asuke kind of looks your direction. You know, after all that, I'll take you up on that. I was kind of scared that thing was going to break my gun. He says, looking at his revolver and loading the ammo he spent and putting it back in his pocket.
Oh, poor you. My pistols are still broken in the car.
Would you like me to take a
Maybe
look
I
at
can
them?
help you fix those.
I can fix them. We just haven't had the time. I barely had enough time to fix my armor. Well, change it up, at least.
Well, I'll tell you what. You guys go have a drink while I feel like I definitely could use one. I'm going to go talk to the guard for a bit and see if I can't get us some other quests around here.
And,
Something might be going on.
interesting. Erica, you want to look
Yes?
you want to repair my guns?
I'm sorry?
You want to repair the guns?
Oh, yes, I'm quite proficient with the tool work. So, any way I can help, you seem like you might need it.
I don't need the help. I'd like to see how you go about it. As he goes and gets the 2 pieces of the gun.
She kind of just looks at him like, knowing very well that
Hazel looks at the group of you.
Guns earlier.
Hazel looks at the group of you and goes, I shouldn't let Asuke go out alone. I'm going to go over and see what he's going up to. Maybe I can help him get some quests from the guard. We'll meet you back here in the morning.
Are they
And
like,
she kind of slinks off into the shadows.
are they just like doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, and just go off screen?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
It's like that Warhammer 40k show I showed you. Where
Yeah,
everyone's
yeah,
like
yeah.
little characters on popsicle sticks.
Yeah.
Well, Coby goes back to his quad car and comes back with his pistol that is very cleanly cut in half by you.
It looks like whatever cut through this was like a hot knife through butter. The slice you see through this gun is so clean, you could barely see deviations in the metal. Erica, you've never seen damage this clean.
How did this happen?
Well, we just fought the cause of it.
You think, oh, an adamantine blade could cut straight through the steel like a hot knife through butter. Your dwarven knowledge of metal is definitely that extensive.
Yeah. Do I think the mending will work on it?
Yes,
All right.
it mended will work on it perfectly.
So she'll take a wrench and she'll just like flip in her hand and like hit it and then it'll like fix it.
She says a brief incantation and taps the wrench to the two pieces, and they form themselves together, forming an entire gun again.
There you go.
You're pretty sure the flow was used here, but you're not sure how.
Coby is watching. He's got double his proficiency on Arcana checks, so he's pretty sure he knows what she did since it's a cantrip.
Yes, you are aware of what she did.
He goes, okay. Good job, I guess. And he goes to put it away.
It looks like it works perfectly.
Yep.
I don't like your tone of voice, mister.
Well, I mean, you just used mending on it. I was hoping you were gonna like put the pieces back together one by one.
Still impressive by itself, since very few people can use mending.
Yeah, Anna's gonna walk up on the other side of her. Like, I think you did a lovely job.
Why, thank you. And I could have fixed it without using mending, but it's a lot easier and faster. So why would I not use it if I have the ability to use it?
The backpack
Mr.
walks up to you and
Parks.
stares at the situation and goes, "Your use of magic and manipulation of the flow was quite efficient and proficient. It appears as though you are quite capable of doing that on a regular basis.
This is true.
This is as close to a thank you as you think you're going to get from whatever this is."
Just be like, you're welcome, I suppose.
Well,
Backpack nods your direction.
I apologize. I like to take my time, and I like preparing things. I take my time on it. That was definitely very effective. Did perfect with
This is
that.
the equivalent of like Doctor Strange having a conversation with Tony Stark.
That's
what's
exactly
going on.
what I was thinking.
That's kind of what's going on right now. Erica, your character is more like the Doctor Strange of the situation, and Tony Stark is like, well, I mean, sure, if it was that.
You want to do the easy way.
Yeah. That's pretty much what just happened. You Doctor Strange.
I mean,
the
she
situation
is
and
really
you talk to
smart,
Tony
so she
Stark.
could probably like fix it without using magic, but like.
Right.
That's what
Right.
That's what I was hoping to do, because he was like, I wonder, because okay, so fixing a tool is like solving a puzzle. You can solve a puzzle in multiple ways if it's a good puzzle. I wanted to see how you would have solved it, and you solved it in a way that was a very direct approach.
Anna's gonna
So I'll
post up on the
compliment you
bar
for
while
that.
these two are having their nerd date.
Whatever.
I'm gonna take a short rest.
As Erica and Coby seem to be kind of going back and forth and describing how the situation happened or what happened that they did it, and Erica's trying to use magical terms to describe the situation to Coby, who's attempting to understand it mechanically, and it's kind of like magic talking to mechanicism. So the conversation goes back and forth and doesn't seem to actually get anywhere, and the both of them end up having another drink, and the evening finishes itself off with everyone having a peaceful rest at no cost.
Ah, why did I wake up naked? Who's this beside me? Oh, God.
No,
again.
we're not doing this again.
You all wake up in your own individual rooms, as the barkeep gave you, as is protocol. And you all come downstairs to a very empty bar with just the barkeep there cleaning up. "Good morning," the barkeep says in a very mechanical fashion, as it's cleaning the last of the tables and setting the cup perfectly in place. You see that it sets the cup down and then moves it around in a manner so that it's geometrically perfectly aligned with the other two cups on the table. And it sets the chair and shoves the chair underneath the table in a nearly perfect geometric fashion. And then walks back behind the bar in a mechanical manner and begins polishing a single cup over and over again.
Kobe goes over to the same table, pulls out the chair, and has it lean back, and he's just like... He's like a little hungover, I'm assuming.
Would there be any breakfast?
Yes, please. I would like a cup of tea.
Eggs,
Very well. Would that
eggs.
be regular tea or hangover tea? You're not hungover. You're a dwarf.
Yeah.
Eggs,
Dwarves don't get hangovers.
scrambled, hard scrambled. I don't want any of that little juice stuff. It's gross.
She just kind of looks at you every time you say something. She just makes a face.
And he
like,
probably goes into,
this moron.
and he probably goes into more detail about some overly specific breakfast.
Is he really picky?
He probably
I mean,
is and
Surprised
doesn't
he's
know
not doing
it.
like the green drink.
It's Tony Stark.
He probably does it without knowing that he's being really picky.
All right. Roll play your breakfast amongst yourselves. The universe will be right back.
I think I'm gonna go find my own breakfast in the form of dinner, so I will be right back.
Oh wow. Okay, I see how it is.
No, I just gotta
It's
go
just
grab
the
some
two of
pizza.
us now.
Coby hides in a box because he's small and can fit.
Ugh.
So for those at home, I might as well talk about um, this this campaign setting. This Blake is my original DM. He's the one that introduced me to D&D and stuff. This is, I think, if not the first world, one of the first campaign settings. He has like 3 different campaign settings he's made himself, his own worlds and stuff. Each time he has new campaign, those characters become parts of history. So you'll see evidence of what they've done in newer campaigns. So his younger brother, Jake, played a Goliath monk called Lee Bonefist. And we already found a museum with his gauntlet, which was made of dragon bone.
Awesome.
Yeah. We went off to the far off continent, and apparently like the last dragon on the world was there. We found its corpse, and there was like a necromancer in there doing some shady shit, and we got rid of him. Something else you probably don't know. I guess the Warforged here, most of them are dwarves, where dwarves have taken their souls and just put them in the Warforged bodies, thus becoming immortal. And new Warforged haven't been made in hundreds of years or something like that. Like the dwarves made themselves into Warforged to fight symbiotes, which are pretty much like venom.
Mm-hmm.
And symbiotes can't take you over if you don't have an actual body.
This is fair.
No one picked symbiotes. I think Blake's made his own class for symbiote, where you get like claws and stuff. You have to
That's
eat, and the main way you can tell who's a symbiote and who isn't is they eat twice as much food.
I think that like, well, they're having breakfast. Erica will try to ask you like questions about your armor, and like, like she'll act like you'll like be like, ah, it's too complicated. She'll be like, no, please tell me how it works.
Now
It's very fascinating.
after the conversation that night, he knows that you know how this stuff works. You just go at it with magic. So he's worked with dwarves, and I'm assuming he's worked with dwarves that use magic for stuff. So it's not like something new to him. It just he was like it was. I don't know. It's being the DM equivalent of like putting up this really complicated puzzle and then they solve it instantly, and you're like, oh, that's pretty much what you did to Kobe.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But he goes to explain that it's he actually tries to keep a lot of it away from you. Mostly because it's something that's a work in progress, and he's working on the patent for it, and he doesn't want anyone taking his invention. But for now, he calls it Project Iron Man.
Nice.
And it's a full plate suit. It's to metagame it, it's a fighter subclass called Magitech Templar. And everything you get from it is at 3rd level, you get the armor, and you pick 2 upgrades. And you can change them whenever you want. They don't really have any rules against it. I'm assuming a long rest. Change stuff. And then a lot of the upgrades have prerequisites to previous upgrades. So for example, if I wanted to fly, I can't get the fly upgrade until I have the speed upgrade, which increases my base speed. Stuff like that. We're too low level right now. I can't get the tier 2 stuff yet. But he was eventually going to get repulsor rays, like Iron Man. And in order for him to get that, he needed the Power Fist, which you heard us referencing earlier, which is it's just a big fist that does D8 damage. He's a little gnome, so he's like, I don't want to really go up and punch things. It's not my style.
But yeah, she like you can tell that like she knows magic, but like she also is very mechanical about stuff. So she'll just be like, Yes, like the who's and what's it connects to the blah blah blah. Like you didn't even say that it was because you're like still working on its patent, but she's like, oh yeah, this, that, and it's like, how did you even know that?
Yeah, pretty much. He does go to explain that he's switching the light beams from going to the hand to going to the eyes. Because now that I read here, they're actually supposed to shoot from my eyes. But we're going to go with the in-game excuse of he wanted to use something in his offhand while shooting the frost missiles in his main hand.
I'm wondering, why did you use frost missiles on the creature?
Well, from what I've seen from close combat, it's pretty much suicidal. I could show you what's left of my power gauntlet, though I don't think you need to see that. You already saw the pistol. You can imagine what it could do to the armor.
Yes, that seems like it would be a bad idea to fight it up close. It seems to me that like cold damage would be. I only picked it for experimentation. I wonder what conclusion you came to while using this damage.
He doesn't have any form of ranged capabilities, so I thought what the best advantage to have would be having movement over his. And with this frost missile stuff, I'm able to slow him down while also being able to deal damage at a distance. Sure, he could deflect most of them, but it could make for a much more effective strategy than running up and punching him.
Its capabilities seem to be medieval in nature. Melee and ranged combat appear to be something that is quite capable of handling on a regular basis. Therefore, magical combat appears to be something that it is not capable of handling at all. It would be logical to have adapted one's weakness to something that is relevant to the enemies.
Of course. And she'll like write this down in her notebook, like,
What backpack said? Also, backpack. Since you met my dad, another project of his. He's let me test him out for a bit. He's good at carrying things, and he's smart.
I am capable of independent thought.
You are quite interesting.
Thank you, madam.
May I look at him?
Sure, why not? And he just like on his torso, and like the hood opens or something.
Like part of the torso like literally lifts up like a hood, and like you can see the inner workings of some very complex mechanical nature. This is like well beyond like standard levels of like mechanical function. This is definitely advanced mechanical function. There's very some magitech involved here, but like you could tell there's only the mildest amount of magic compared to the amount of tech that is involved with this backpack creature.
Probably the magic part is the diesel. And I think you said diesel on your world isn't like our world diesel. It's not gasoline. It's like this magic stone.
It's a bright, brilliantly blue liquid.
Yeah, that's
almost glowing blue liquid. Diesel on this world is like a glowing blue liquid. That's what diesel looks like, if you had to picture. And you can see where there's a diesel reservoir inside of backpack, and how it looks as though backpack's diesel reservoir takes 4 hours to recharge.
Wow, this is very interesting. This is so.
Okay, Anna finally decides to
right?
grace the world with her presence.
Yeah, right. Isn't it really awesome? You can see
it's very cool, and she'll like. Mind if I write notes down? I do not want to steal any of your father's inventions, but I would love to like work on something like added to my functions on the ship.
Did I just walk into more nerd flirting?
Yes, actually.
Okay, just making sure I understood the situation.
He goes, yeah.
They're both still nerding out as you see Coby open up a backpack, and for the first time in a while, you get to actually stare for a longing period of time at the inner workings of backpack.
Ooh, I don't understand any of this.
There's a very complex interconnection of gears and other nature that is connecting to a large reservoir of diesel, which you understand as concentrated magic energy. Concentrated liquid magic is what you understand it as, Anna.
I feel like Steve Rogers in the First Avengers.
You
it appears to run some sort of electricity.
Yeah, that's exactly kind of where you're at, really. You're like, wow, I know that's diesel.
Yeah, she'll like if Coby lets her, she'll like jot some notes down and like draw a sketch of the workings.
I like to think backpack doesn't even let me get into the head compartment. I like to think that's where the actual secrets are. because the rest of it, I'm like, okay, it's just another one of the mannequin models.
A lot of the inside of this looks similar to the other mannequins. You think the really, really like creme de la creme of what makes this backpack character unique is probably under the hood, referring to its head.
She wouldn't overstep her boundaries if he won't let her. But she's just very like interested in how the mechanics of this work.
This looks similar to the mannequin you saw behind the bar when Kobe's father showed you the same thing, but this particular one looks a little bit different. There's some extra kind of lead wires leading up to the brain that you didn't see in the other mannequin. The other mannequin appears very mechanical in nature, and this one appears almost intuitive, like there's nerves to it, like it has a nervous system like a person should. You're aware that people have nervous systems, while everyone else here might not be. Dwarves have advanced knowledge of such things like that.
Cool.
Kobe probably doesn't. Wait, is he
Kobe
proficient?
does not even have awareness of this, you're certain.
Yeah,
but you're
definitely
like,
not.
Huh. Like it appears to have copper wiring leading through it like a nervous system, almost like a person would. And so this is like, whoa, like well beyond what you would understand. While Kobe's like, he doesn't appear to maybe even know what he has here.
Oh, fascinating. It's like a nervous system that he has worked into the mechanics of this robot. Or construct.
That partially goes over your head, Kobe, which you're not used to.
He tries to play it off poorly. Yeah, very poorly with a nat 1 on deception.
Kobe appears to be a bit nervous and coughs several times, trying to play it off as he already knows what's going on, but it's very clear that
Yeah, it's been programmed with being able to be nervous, yeah.
Well, this will mean that it is able to function and have pain receptors. It feels pain. That's odd. Does this mean that your backpack, are you able to touch things and feel things?
I am quite capable of identifying the texture of various objects and whether or not I am pierced, stabbed, or bludgeoned.
Cool. And she'll write down and be like, oh.
While I am capable of indicating temperature ranges, I am unaffected by that which would affect a normal living creature, though extreme cold and extreme heat can still damage my structure in the way that it would a living being.
I like to imagine the song Touch by Daft Punk is playing. That song is about a robot.
I'm going to lean
was a
over and
human.
try and tickle backpack, like get him under the ribs.
Give me a deception check.
Deception?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be sleight of hand?
Would
Deception works better.
would Kobe or Erica think if Anna went up to tickle, it might like pull some wires and do something bad?
No, neither of you would
20.
think.
Okay, just making sure.
You made it. You said 20?
Dirty 20, yeah.
Okay. You succeed in tickling Backpack. Backpack makes a very mechanical laugh. Ha 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 ha.
Man, they thought of everything.
That's my dad.
That
cool.
was ticklish. Backpack says.
Father, that man was so fast. That man was so smart, and he was quite the inventor.
Well, Spark Industries wouldn't be what it is today without him, as he shuts the hood.
Thank you for letting me look. It was. I've never seen such exceptional handiwork.
As you finish the nerd conversation you're having with what's going on and you finish the notes in your journal, Hoske and Hazel return to the table. We've got a problem. Hoske says, there's apparently some sort of crazy mass murderer going around town. We don't know what's going on. It might be some kind of animal.
Oh, it wasn't the Sunderer.
Maybe you should see. We've got one of the crime scenes down. We could go take a look at it.
Okay.
It's more recent.
Let's go.
The toast was kind of cold, but all right.
You leave and you take the last piece of warm toast with you, Kobe, and eat it on the way. And you get to a rather abandoned-looking building a few blocks away. It takes a couple hours, but you get there. It's like walking through New York City. A couple turns and twists, and you get there. And you do get to a rather odd-looking structure. You move into the apartment building and up to the third floor. The third floor, you move over to room 304, which is the fourth room on the third floor. And you move over to that room and you open the door as it apparently Hazel and Husky have already had opened. There's crime scene kind of like tape across the top of the doorway. It looks like maybe Hazel cut it. And you move in and there's a gruesome scene of murder laid before you. Whatever killed this person on the floor looks like it had 5 very sharp, large claws and appears to have nearly disemboweled them as their intestines are barely hanging inside the body. A spray of blood leads from the body up the side of the nearby wall and almost onto the ceiling.
Oh,
All right, I'm gonna wade right in there and investigate the types of wounds and see if they look like they were made with a weapon or with a claw or fang. Or
Investigation checks, everybody all around.
buddy. All right.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. What's the name of the city again?
This is the Jewel of the Sands.
That
21
is the name?
On my investigation check.
That's as close to a name as you'll get.
Looks like we got a werewolf in the Jewel of the Sands. Doesn't really roll off the tongue. I was going to make a joke about werewolf in London. But, oh well.
What's the native name for this place?
That's it. Jewel of the Sands.
Probably in the Native American language, it just translates to that.
No, I'm just saying, what does it sound like in Victorlock? That would be might roll off the tongue better.
Kevin
Yeah, I don't know how to translate to Victor Locke. That would be Kevin's forte.
oh,
He could maybe give us next week.
Yeah.
you
And if
need
you're watching this later,
It's not
translate
that.
that and then tell
It's
us.
just for a lark.
Investigation, you said, correct?
Yes.
23.
As you're kind of like looking at the scene, Hazel kind of goes, as you can see, whatever was here did a lot of damage. And you look over at the body and go, these 5 claw marks, they're congruent of something that has wolf-like claws, but in a human finger fashion. Wolves only have 3 claws. Humans have 5. The damage dealt by these is equivalent to that of a wolf, but like a wolf with 5 fingers. You're pretty sure this is a werewolf. The first sighting of one in 2,000 years.
Okay.
With that investigation check, do we notice any other evidence around the room, like traces of hair or like?
What was your investigation, Anna?
I was 21.
21. You notice by the window, the broken window that is exploded open, there's a tiny tuft of hair. You think the normal human eye would not have noticed this, but you somehow found it.
I'm gonna wave Hazel over and ask her if she's got anything in her utility belt to take a sample with.
She looks at it and she picks it up with a pair of tweezers and goes, interesting. And she puts it in a weird vial and shakes it around. Looks like wolf hair. Kind of.
Werewolf.
I'm gonna look at
I
Eric.
guess you could say
Do you
that.
have a laboratory or something in your airship?
I suppose I would.
You've got an alchemical lab up there. You rarely use it, but you've got one.
Would I think that perhaps we
odd
might
time
be able to
that you might
discern the identity of this critter with a little alchemical assay?
Yeah, if I had an alchemy lab, I could probably do something better with this. She says, referring to the weird liquid that she has the hair rolling around in.
Well, maybe some of us should go see what the heck this fur is, and the rest of us see where the heck it went. As Coby is looking at the window, where it clearly went out of.
I'll stay here and help Haske track.
If our information is correct, there's about 5 other murder scenes. If you could find out what's going on with those other murder scenes, I'll go back to the lab and experiment with the rest of this.
Okay.
Erica, there's some smash way to get to your airship. No, there's just a rope ladder.
You just climb up,
Okay.
I'm sorry
me
about
and
the
Haske
mess.
will go
I
back.
don't really have company very often.
That's fine. Me and Haske will go back and use your alchemical lab. If you find more other samples of the other scenes, bring them back. We'll take a look at them.
If I
You have
spot
any
anything,
files?
look for a late beam in the sky. That'll be my signal.
Will do. Haske kind of just nods and holds his hat.
There has
As
to
they
be a
both
better
go back
way
to
of
the airship.
communicating.
We're working on that.
Goes and hands you a little walkie-talkie device. I've handed one to them already. You may use this as well. So long as I am in your proximity, you can communicate through me as a communicator.
Huh.
Through the group of you. Thanks to Coby, it is a headset device that it now keeps the noise of whoever is talking to you silent, so other people cannot hear it.
Oh, like a message spell.
Yes, but only in your head when you wear this headset, as he hands you a headset.
As you put it on, he says, also like a sending stone.
He says, pushing the button on the side of his, as you clearly hear his voice in your head and in the room that you're standing in.
Oh. And this is all technological?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, well, I won't really have much use of this myself, but someone like you probably would be able to use it just fine. As here. And he goes to pull out a mangled spyglass.
Oh.
He hands you a spyglass that looks pretty badly damaged. You know that you would need at least 4 hours of the mending spell to fix this thing. This looks really badly messed up, but you can fix it. All the pieces are still here, oddly enough.
I like to think for both that pistol and for this, Coby actually had like the pieces separated perfectly, almost like a Lego set where it's like these ones are in like this baggie and these ones are in that baggie.
He literally handed you a series of baggies inside a bag, and you're like, whoa, this is a spyglass. Maybe. If I had 4 hours, I could fix it.
Like there's one bag that has the glass for the big lens, and then there's like a one for, you know.
Yeah.
The lenses alone take an hour each. The rest of the spyglass takes the other 2 hours.
Thank you. I would love to like fix this, but I believe we have more pressing matters with, psychopathic murder.
Oh yeah, Wolfman, all that
She says,
stuff.
referring to the blood that is splattered up the entire wall and halfway across the ceiling in a 5-claw pattern.
Now that I think about it,
Priorities.
Your perception check also identifies that this body is missing its heart
I'm not
completely.
I'm not sure if this guy had the heart for it.
He says, referring to the fact that the heart's been carved and pulled out of the chest. Erica, you notice the arteries that were connected to the heart had literally looked as though something had ripped them out. It's quite disturbing.
She just tries not to vomit, like.
You're kind of like, you swallow a few times and you're like, if I wasn't a dwarf, I'd have thrown up by now. But I'm a dwarf. I'm good.
Hazel.
Anna, you're struggling to keep it in there.
I mean, this isn't her first rodeo, but yeah, okay.
Hazel,
Pretty
how many more of those sample files do you got?
If I'm doing a fresh investigation, it's a dirty 20 this time.
Okay. You gather a few more samples for Hazel before she takes off towards the airship.
I was going to use the syringe, one of the many syringes I now have,
Okay.
to go to the corpse and actually get a blood sample and put it in one of the vials.
Okay. You get a blood sample for Hazel as well, and you give one to Hazel, and she goes, I'll take this information back to the lab. If you guys find anything else at the rest of the crime scenes, bring it back to us. And she hands each of you a couple more vials. I had a couple more lying around just in case. Bring it back when you find something useful.
Thank you, scary lady.
She kind of nods and walks off.
She doesn't actually sound that scary. He's just making her Batman.
This is my NPC interpretation of her. As Hasuke goes and nods his hat and goes, well, I will make sure she doesn't get into trouble. Also, she might need a hand in the lab. And he follows her out.
Does he do like the Commander Shepard thing, where he's just like...
Yeah, he grabs his hat and kind of nods and then walks out.
Just awkwardly walks off screen?
Right.
Those two are weird.
Yeah, they apparently got cardboarditis.
Oh. I hope that they get better.
Yeah,
I think Hazel looks normal, but then there's like a cereal box cut out of a Batman mask taped onto her.
like a spy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Well, I suppose that we can look at the other places.
Yep.
According to my triangulations, the other 5 crime scenes are approximately 1 mile from this one. The pattern forms a star.
Oh, well, that's not good.
That's unsettling.
Indeed.
Well, let's go check out these satanic wolf people.
Indeed.
Or should I say
That says.
occultic wolf people? Sorry.
Okay. Give me a series of 5 or 4 more investigation checks. Sorry.
One more investigation?
Yeah. 4 more investigations. Give them to me one at a time, though, so I can add them up.
Okay, first one's a 19 on mine.
Erica?
Hold on. Where is it?
Ooh.
Oh. First one is an 11.
Okay. Anna?
First
one?
one is 23.
23. Okay. Anna got a decent amount of information. Coby got a pretty decent amount of information there. Erica, you kind of helped a little bit with your Arcana, but that was really all you did. You didn't find anything. You helped more with Arcana on that one. Second investigations. Start with Coby.
Ew. Oh, that one was actually bad. 7.
Okay. Kobe's not sure what he sees here. Erica?
24.
You find a hell of a lot of information, including more hair samples which match the first one. Anna?
20.
20. You find blood samples from the creature,
Ooh.
you think, because this doesn't match the blood of the person. It seems darker.
Oh, now I know why I couldn't see. The helmet was on backwards. Oh, what's going on?
And third is crime scene. Coby?
Pew! Hey, that one's better, but still crap. 12.
By the way, all these crime scenes have the same thing in common. Every one of the victims had their heart pulled out of their chest.
Alrighty then.
Erica?
I got 23.
Okay. You find a great deal of information again. Anna?
I only got an 18 this time.
Okay. You find more blood from the creature. And fourth crime scene.
Holy crap, look at all this data. And he just pulls out a piece of paper and it just says data over and over and over again in very small font.
Got an 8.
Okay. Anna, you're not sure what you're looking at here.
13.
Okay. Coby, you find some hair.
24.
24. You know that the hair Coby found was from the victim, and you also know that the blood splatters that you need are over here.
She really like gets.
As Anna's like, I think these blood samples are useful, as she's looking at a pile of oil on the floor that's somehow mixed with ink. And you're like, no, that's oil with ink. This is the blood splatter we need. And she's like, oh, whoops.
Sure, you're smart.
And fifth crime scene.
I'm going off
Coby.
of pure ability here. No training at all. 21.
Coby finds a very useful, very familiar looking tuft of white hair.
White hair.
Erica?
16.
16. You find some useful blood splatters. Anna?
Oh, nat 20 on that one. So that's going to be a 25.
You find what looks to be the remains of some sort of shedding of some sort of claw, like a fingernail of sorts, but in a claw shape.
Oh,
This appears to be one of the kind of creme de la creme of the finding. This fits along with some of the hair samples you found and is white in nature.
So we have a leucistic werewolf desert. Great.
Of sorts. Erica, you also found that all 3 crime scenes a very small piece of red fabric, since your checks were consistent in every single crime scene.
Let's hope this wasn't Little Red Riding Hood.
Or it was a small gnome with a red hat.
I'm not sure why my sister would be here, but okay.
You bring all the information back to Hazel and Haske at Erica's airship. Erica's airship looks rather elaborate and is a pirate ship in size. There is an entire lab in the lower section of the ship that is alchemical in nature. As you see Hazel and Haske there kind of experimenting with different things, you bring all the samples in and they begin experimenting. A day passes, and the next day happens, a lot of you waking up to a very plain canned breakfast as Hazel and Haske kind of chime in with what they found. I think what we're dealing with here is some sort of alpha werewolf. It appears to be something my people have talked about a long time ago. A werewolf that is the leader of werewolves. I'm not sure if this werewolf is turning people or just murdering them. The only thing these victims have in common is one thing. And he looks over at Hazel. They're all men. All of them
And all
were
their-
male humans, Centaurus in nature. I think we're dealing with a female werewolf. Maybe a female alpha werewolf.
I think
that's
that seems a little sexist. Maybe it's a gay werewolf.
I think, judging from the fabric that you found at each crime scene, she's also predilect to wearing a very red dress that is high in quality. This is the highest quality silk I have ever seen. It is in every single crime scene.
so we got ourselves a red-dressed lady who's stealing men's hearts.
Literally,
Nice.
not metaphorically. Literally.
That's
Seem to have
Coby,
one of those in every town.
I'm just gonna give him like the bless your heart head pat.
My people tell of a story of those who have given in to the rage of nature, those who are cursed. We will need silver bullets if we're going to affect this werewolf.
Or this, as he unsheaths his longsword, but on his back it's like a great sword. So he's got like sheath on his back, and it's silvered. You guys remember?
Anna's gonna pull her
That
pack
will
weapon out
also
of the
work.
air and be like, "Would this help?"
It could. Magic is effective against werewolves, according to what I have told the stories of my people have told. Erica, you should be useful here too.
Yes, I have silver. Would I have silver bullets on the ship?
You have some, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to anybody who uses pew pew guns.
Are you proficient with
Sasuke
blacksmithing
goes
at all?
excellent as he loads his gun with his revolver with silver bullets.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Are you proficient with blacksmithing at all?
Yes. Smith.
Duh, she's a dwarf.
Well, I don't want to be racist. They don't get that innately.
No, but I do have Smith's tools.
Okay. Kobe's not proficient, but from what I've seen in 5th edition, you can still do it. You just have to. It's only intelligence modifier DC.
Hmm.
You don't get to add your proficiency to it.
Do I need to roll for something? What am I rolling for?
Kobe's gonna try to silver a few things if he can.
Okay.
She'll help him if he wants help.
He definitely would not be against it.
Okay,
Yes.
you assist him in your lab.
You can tell
You automatically succeed in any check to assist someone in your own lab.
You can tell he recognizes the tools, but maybe doesn't know how to actually fully use them. Like maybe he's just observed it.
She'll like lean over to the table, like right in front of him, and be like, that you just use this, and then you put it into there, and you go. That's it. It's very simple. Yeah, and she'll show him exactly how to do it.
All right.
Okay.
I was gonna silver. Just a bunch of bullets I had, really. So probably just coat them in silver.
You get plus 30 silver bullets.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't take long. With Erica's help, you, Haske, and Hazel all get some sort of silver ammunition. Anna, do you want anything silver? You know from what Erica and Hazel have said, your magic should be effective against the world.
Just in case, I would like to get some silver shot.
Okay. Hazel makes you 15 silver shotgun shells. It's not as many as the silver bullets, or arrows, but it's a shotgun. So.
Ooh.
Oh, I just realized. You know what? I don't need that. I actually already had 60 rounds of silver slugs from 4.
We have not done this yet. And I'm not
Well,
sure
you have 15 more.
if you would allow us to do this during game, or if you wanted us to do some between games.
What's up?
I wanted to do some diesel punk.
Sure.
I was thinking of doing some diesel crafting.
You can diesel craft.
I was thinking of putting my silver sword into my armor, and it unsheathes out of it.
Okay. You easily are capable of modifying that, and it doesn't take more than a couple days for you to get it done. And I'm going to say you did that in the background. So now when everyone's ready to go out against this werewolf, you're like, hey, ching,
There,
got it.
is there any chance that we have like a magical item forge or something in here that I could?
Erica, there is no magic item forge in here. You know that is too heavy for the airship.
Yeah.
Uh,
Unfortunately, I wanted to install one, but they said that I could not because it's too heavy.
Something about lots of obsidian. It was just too heavy. You needed diamonds as well. You didn't have it.
She's very mad about it.
that's just fun.
It involves some sort of table made out of obsidian and diamonds and a book.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's too heavy for the airship.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess that's all the more preparation I need for right now.
Someday I'll make one that will actually.
According to the stories of my people, silver should be very effective against this werewolf. We should be ready. She will be in a red dress from the looks of it.
Ooh.
Haske tells you.
Actually,
Yes, according to our examples, this is definitely a female werewolf. A female alpha werewolf. And she apparently has a very large, burning hatred towards men from the victims. Specifically weak men. Erica, Anna, you should be fine. I will also be okay. Coby,
I believe Coby would probably be a problem, though.
Coby, Haske, you will be the most danger from this creature. I do recommend you keep your distance if you can.
perfect.
This apparently
Great.
is a creature that has a hatred to men. As you are the only two men in the party, it would be advisable for you to avoid its presence.
Where have I heard that one before?
Backpack, you should be fine. Affirmative. The creature does not appear to have a hatred towards constructs of the intelligent nature. According to our study, no. None of the intelligent constructs found at any of the crime scenes were damaged. There were intelligent constructs at the crime scenes. Yes, at least 3 of the victims had one of Coby Sparks' father's creations, like you, at the crime scene. None of them were injured at all.
Is there any way we could find them?
What if it's not actually a werewolf? What if it's like one of the construct in disguise?
Maybe.
They're not obeying the
Pinning it on werewolves.
Maybe, Backpack says, the other constructs could give us an example of what she looks like when she's not a werewolf.
This is also true.
I mean, I don't think that's possible. They can't go against the 3 rules of golemology.
Allow me to talk to them, Backpack says. As you go to the different crime scenes, it takes about an hour, but you go to the different crime scenes with the airship, and Erica steering it, as none of you know how to steer it yet. She hasn't told you. And you steer the airship very deftly, Erica, with your extreme piloting skills, which don't even need rolls to make because you're just that good at it. And a family craft you've steered since you were a child. A pittance at best. You steer towards the other locations and find the 3 mannequins that were at each of the crime scenes. Backpack questions each of them, and you find out that the mistress involved had a sleek red dress of the finest silk and long, flowing, black, curled hair. In her hair, there was a single red desert rose, a rare flower, very difficult to find.
Of course, should be my type.
This should be an adequate description. I do hope that this is assistant in your quest towards the werewolf at location.
Coby, your type has a pulse.
Just one more quick question. You like? What's she like?
I
According
punch
to
him in the
this-
face.
He deserves it.
After Erica decks you in the face, you get a description from Backpack. According to descriptions, her charisma, as the term goes, was quite adequate. She could stand out in a crowd. I think that we should go towards this nightclub. And he points towards a particular nightclub in the city. Erica, Coby, and Anna, you have all heard of this nightclub. Everyone has. It is the talk of the town, the top nightclub of the entire city. It is the Pharaoh's Reserve, as the name of the nightclub.
At least it's not the
A lot of
3.
you are all literally like kind of a worry with whether or not you are dressed properly for the manor, as it requires near noble level of clothing just to get in the front door.
Oh no! I don't think I have anything that fits anyone else.
Something appropriate. She casts disguise self.
Erica would probably have like a more fancy outfit in her ship.
Are we going back to like the more flapper style of thing, or are we talking about like more
Yes,
like
very
court-
flapper.
Okay, so yeah, it'll be like that bit in Fantastic Beasts where Queenie and her sister are going into the PC and it just like turns into like a flapper dress.
Coby goes back to the quad car, slides open up the slide, and you just see like a bajillion suits, and he's like, I think it would be more appropriate to do something that fits around here. And he goes to the local tailor and buys himself another set of fine clothes.
Okay, it doesn't cost you anything.
Okay, all right. Is it Egyptian themed?
Yes.
Oh my god, okay. He's a little mini pharaoh man.
Make sure you write down Egyptian-themed fancy clothes.
Oh yeah, boy am I.
And for the lot of you watching at home, this next scene will be shot in a YouTube search. If you wish to listen to some music at home, this one is you are looking for 1 hour of Arabic trance music. That is the music that will be playing in the background. You should see the picture, a very blue-esque looking picture of some Egyptian-looking woman wearing a black bikini top and an Egyptian helmet.
Do you have Twitch open?
I have YouTube open.
Okay. Can you link that into Zoom, and then I can link that into the Twitch chat?
Sure. For those of you watching at home, go ahead and look for that.
Damn.
For those of you
okay.
listening, go ahead and pop that open if you want to listen to it in the background, because when you get to the nightclub, that's what's playing in the background.
Fuck yeah.
Erica's dress is very reserved. It has like a high neckline and just very simple, like green and silver trimming. It's not a long sleeve because it'd be too high here, but it is very.
You are always adequately dressed, Erica. It doesn't matter where you've gone in the city. You're like, oh, we're going here. I've got it. And you've got an outfit somewhere that fits that you have perfectly for the scene.
Yeah.
Okay. Those of you listening at home,
I've
you go
only
ahead and
played
play
one character in my whole career of playing D&D that does not have an outfit ready for any situation.
that.
Wow.
You just borrow somebody else's clothes when she doesn't.
All right, so the channel that you should be listening to is called Trance Summon, and it is very much exactly what you should be listening to for this nightclub. When you get there, this is what you're listening to. When you get into the nightclub, there are a lot of people here, a lot of people dancing, and a lot of people jamming to this really strange sounding music. You see standing on the stage a very sanguinare looking individual who is playing a series of very weird instruments. The pale sanguinare dressed individual is wearing a metal torque on each of the upper forearms and a very Egyptian looking hat and very skimpy, practically non-existent Egyptian wearing clothing for a male. As he is standing up there kind of like half dancing and playing these strange mechanical instruments to each of the beats that you hear playing in the background. There are a lot of people here, there are a lot of people dancing. Each of you get a perception check. And I'm only going to roll for Haske because Hazel already succeeded. Passively.
Oh yeah, I forgot the high pass. We got 30-20 on mine.
Okay.
4.
All right, you're not sure. There's such an active scene, Erica. It's difficult for you to pay attention. There's a lot going on.
She doesn't really like parties, so she's just kind of like awkward about it. And just like,
You're like, oh, there's like 1,000 people here. Oh my. And there's just too many people for you to pay attention to.
Coby's wiggling his little gnome butt around. He's like, it's like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
What'd you get, Anna?
Erica tries.
I can't hear you. You're muted.
I got dirty 20.
Okay, you and Coby both notice the only person here wearing a red dress made of the finest silk is also wearing an Egyptian head, kind of like gold style serpentine head helmet and kind of like a head like band looking cover. And you notice that the eyes of the serpent in the headband are diamonds. This is the only person that fits. Her long, flowing white hair seems starkly out of place to her extremely young-looking person.
All right. I would like to
She's dancing next to a nearby male who looks quite buff and strong looking.
Is Hazel nearby?
Hazel is near where you're standing, yeah. Hazel also appears to have immediately noticed what's going on. As her mask looks her eyes look that direction, kind of like,
Did you guys point this out? Because
Hazel taps you on the shoulder and goes, "Stop staring at the barmaid's ass. It's that one."
I apologize to
As she points towards the red lady in the red dress, Erica, you now notice.
Oh.
She is dancing with the strongest looking male here.
Oh my. All right.
She looks very intimidating.
I apologize to everybody at home. When I was playing the music, apparently it was going through here, so part of us might be muted later.
Whoops. Sorry, everyone.
So anyone, in case most of that was muted, we spotted the lady that kind of matched the description, and
Red
Erica
dress,
was going up to
gold
Hazel.
headband, diamonds on the serpent that comes out of the front of the headband.
Okay, Kobe's gonna go to the bar real quick, aka I'll be right back.
Okay.
Anna is going to go work the room with an investigation check and learn more about our target.
Anna, your pretty light show is pretty accurate to what's going on inside this bar.
All right, as another dirty 20. I got a 15, and I have +5 on my investigation.
Okay. You get a drink and think that maybe you could talk to this woman if needed. Erica, what do you do?
Hazel, is the hair that we found, was it white by any chance?
It was the exact color white that she has flowing from her head, which is very uncharacteristic of her fairly young nature.
Interesting.
You are particularly intrigued by this, as the color of white is so starkly white that it has got to be the same person.
Yeah.
Being, monster, shapeshifter, whatever.
I think that she'll try to find probably walk around with Anna trying to stay as close as possible because she doesn't like it, and she's going to try to talk to people and see who that might be.
Hazel stays with you, and Anna Hoskay stays with Coby.
Oh, good. It's the girls drinking. Anna's going to try and get you to come out of your shell a little bit and offer you a drink or two. Not so much that you get messed up, but just enough to get you to have a little fun.
As you attempt to do so, Hazel goes, "We're at a job here. I think we should save that for later."
Yes. I do not want to drink before.
According to calculations, we might be dealing with an alpha werewolf. We're going to need all of our game here.
Okay.
Sorry.
She's going to look really pouty. She's not really upset about this, but she knows that it would be funnier if she acted like she was for a little bit. So she's just going to have a little bit of a pout and get her first free one on. And then quit.
You get your first free drink on, as it's free and doesn't cost you anything as far as drinks go. But money-wise, it does cost you 5 silver.
And that's okay.
Those of you who participate in consumption of alcohol, each drink is 5 silver here, regardless of what it is.
I'll go with the schnapps.
All right,
I'm going to get something kind of tall and fruity with an umbrella in.
Yep. You get a very fruity, tropical-y drink. It's 5 silver. That's the drink you get first.
Coby only gets one drink because he's at work.
Right. Coby, you get a Cosmo. It's got a little umbrella. You may now add a small pink umbrella to your character sheet if you wish to take it. Nobody here appears to care.
Yeah, sure, why not? He's probably amused by it.
You have a pixie-sized pink umbrella. It's made out of paper and wood. I think a pixie could actually use this as a real umbrella.
Is there a tiny bamboo sword in the cherry?
Yes, in your drink there is, Anna.
I'm gonna pick it out and I'm gonna look at Erica and I'm gonna go, "Hey, do you want to see a trick?"
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna make it vanish.
Oh, it's all right.
Okay.
No, so it was a sleight of hand check, and I got a dirty 20 on the sleight of hand check. But the thing is you've seen her summon weapons out of nowhere before. and I explained to you that if I wanted to, I could summon a little bamboo rapier, but it would be tiny. And she does so. Like, just it's a packed weapon shaped like a tiny pick.
That's adorable.
It's a pixie-sized rapier made of bamboo. But you think a pixie could use this as a actual rapier if there was a real pixie that was present. Although you've never met one that was friendly, Eric.
I like to think that will help us later for like trying to pick a lock.
No, it's only useful for weapons, not tools.
Oh,
You still have the actual bamboo.
Yeah, no, it's
Right.
she just palmed it.
Yeah. You have a pixie-sized bamboo rapier, just so
Okay.
you're aware.
I'm gonna write that down.
It is diminutive.
Diminutive?
Erica, uncharacteristically of a dwarf, does not drink anything.
Coby, you have a diminutive umbrella. Erica, you don't drink anything. You get a diminutive umbrella as well, but
Oh.
it comes with your water. Inside the lemon.
Diminutive, for those who don't know at home that didn't play 3rd edition, that was the size smaller than tiny.
Oh,
It's
boy.
about that big.
So tiny is within 2.5 cubic foot,
About that big.
and then diminutive's even smaller.
So
Oh,
cute.
just for reference, this is how big it is. This is tiny. This is diminutive. Okay, you've got your reference.
Okay.
Anyway, so your umbrella is like that sized. So is your rapier.
Coby folds it up, puts it away somewhere.
And you also notice as all of you get a drink and kind of like maneuver towards the bar, you notice that towards the bar is where this red silk dressed individual is. She looks very dominant in what she is doing, as the strong male she is dancing with doesn't quite look as strong as he should compared to the dominance that she is clearly exuding with her person, as you're very clearly able to identify that she's the one in charge of this particular situation, not him. While he clearly looks like it could beat her up, she looks like she's got the upper hand in what's going on.
Coby lays low, like he spies on her, but he's not
Okay.
gonna try to confront her here.
Everyone can give me a stealth check at advantage because there's a shitload of people here.
Thank goodness for that.
24.
Okay.
Thank you, proficiency.
I got now one.
At
Yay!
advantage?
How do you do that?
Advantage? I'm sorry. Oh, that's better. That's 17.
Okay. They're
I
like,
was gonna
I'll
say, how
hide
did you
right
manage
here,
that?
standing in front of the bar stool and go, oh wait, there's people. They kind of slink behind the mob of people that are everywhere.
Coby got 15.
You easily hide.
He probably just has to stand, not be in a seat, and he'll be good.
You're pretty sure that she has noticed literally none of you, as she is quite intrigued by this male she has chosen. And it is not very long before she has chosen this male and walked out of the building with her, a lot of you following her out. You see her leading to a nearby white marble structure.
Ooh.
This white marble structure looks as though only the rich of the rich could afford such a place. As you see her get in, and Coby, you identify that she pushed the top floor
Okay.
for the elevator.
Kobe's not in his armor right now. He's in his fancy.
You know that you would
party
have
outfit.
time to get it.
I would or wouldn't.
You would.
Maybe we should just hang low for a second. I was gonna go.
Yeah, you go suit up. Go suit
Yeah,
up.
just in case.
Hazel, do you want to go in recon?
Yeah, I'll be back. As she like shoots a grappling hook and disappears.
All right. I was gonna. Okay.
Gonna what, dear?
Well, I can make her invisible if she so chooses.
Well, if you hurry, you might be able to reach her.
You're pretty sure that Hazel is fairly invisible without your invisibility.
I think she'll be fine.
All right.
You don't know why, but for some reason you feel as though she's more invisible without you helping than she is with you helping.
Almost like she's the knight.
Yes, almost like she is tonight.
Or like an intangible concept, like vengeance.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Injustice.
And not one of those bright nights either. The dark
No,
nights.
a dark.
night. Have we covered all the bases? Can we move on now?
Yes.
No, we haven't yet. The one the city
Does she have a
needs,
cape?
but not the one the city wants.
She doesn't, but for some strange reason she does for just this one scene.
And a cowl. Just like a cloak and cowl.
Well, she always has a cowl attached to her black leather clothing and her leather armor, but she just like fires a grappling hook and all of a sudden there's a cape as she disappears into the sky and you're like, wait, she didn't have a cape. Where did that come from? And then it's gone when she disappears into the sky.
Excellent.
That's
and
awesome.
you're like, I really do need to stop her from doing that. As you're not sure you've ever seen her do it before. That's the only thing you hear her say as she disappears into the sky is, I am the night.
Because I'm Batman.
Further.
Anyway.
And she disappears into the skyline as you see Haske go, well, I guess we're going through the front door as he adjusts his hat.
Right.
I'm
Right.
ready when you are. He pulls out his 6-shooter, unloads the bullets, and loads silver bullets into it. Let's go kill a werewolf.
I suppose. Whew.
Should be careful. Werewolves are very dangerous. Backpack, we might need you for this. Affirmative, sir. I will be an adequate distraction if necessary. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Coby, I'm sorry. You might need to fix backpack later.
Trot. What did I miss?
You might need to fix backpack later. As you see Haske loading the last silver bullet into his revolver and clicking it shut.
What's that supposed to
Backpack.
mean?
You're coming along. We need a distraction.
But so we're going right into the wolf's den.
Yeah, literally and
I
figuratively.
don't have any other plan. Do you? Haske looks over at you. We could
Makes
charge right in there.
It makes it a
You
little
got
more
that silver
difficult.
longsword, right?
It makes it a little more difficult that we're in the city. I was just thinking, how do you normally hunt a wolf? You go into the den where the wolf's at, or do you try to get them out?
I'd say we could lure the wolf out, but the wolf already has some prey. Prey that might be dead if we don't act fast. Hazel's probably already up there. As he says, looking up to Hazel's cape, you see disappearing into the sky.
Was that a bat?
I'm not sure. I've never seen her with a cape. That's
Ah.
weird.
Yeah. Anyway. Alright. Well, I guess we got no other choice.
All right, let's go. I know what floor they went to. I saw what button she pushed in the elevator. Coby, you're also aware of what button she pushed.
I'm
It's
also
the
aware of what
penthouse.
button she pushed.
It's the penthouse suite. The only one in the entire building. All 32 floors of it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You push the 32nd floor. So does Haske. And the elevator goes up. A long elevator ride later, an excruciatingly long, paranoid level of elevator ride later, you get to the top as you hear a bing, and the elevators go and open up. You see a massacre before you as you see blood strewn across the floor and up the walls across from where you're standing. You
Well,
see the
shit.
dead body of the man who was dancing with the red-dressed lady in the nightclub sitting before you, his heart wrenched from his chest.
Great sword.
You hear in the distance. And then a shattering glass window. As you see shattering into the glass window next to where you're standing, Hazel.
Yay.
Yes.
Initiative time?
Yes.
Oh,
Nat 20.
my luck
Why?
ran out. I got
Why?
Nice. I couldn't have rolled better. Both Hazel and Haskell got the exact same initiative.
Well,
Okay, what was yours, Coby?
15.
What was yours, Erica?
Not 20. That makes 22.
And what was yours, Anna?
5.
Okay,
Oh.
Anna, you're last. So Erica, and then we go Coby,
Oh.
and then Hazel, Hoskay, Werewolf Lord, and then Anna.
Okay.
Leading initiative. Erica, you see the splattered dead remains of a human in front of you. His heart rended from his chest, and you hear someone behind the elevator going.
I'm gonna try to get into a position where I can see this person, and I'm gonna try to do Ray of Frost on her.
All right, you hop out of the elevator, straight to the left, and blast a ray of frost her direction. Make an attack roll. Those of you
24.
listening at home, please feel free to pop open YouTube and play the YouTube playlist Bloodborne OST Priest or Cleric Beast.
Oh boy. You would.
I would. You should be listening to this right now.
I would if it didn't play it over top of us. But I will post it in the Twitch chat for either you at home. Boom.
24.
Okay, 24 is a hit. Roll your damage versus the Werewolf Lord.
Yeah. 13 damage, and it's cold damage.
Your magical attack looks incredibly effective, as if the creature could not resist it in any way, as you blast an icicle clean through its chest. After you is...
And I say freeze!
I do believe I said was Anna?
Coby.
No, Coby. Sorry,
Anna.
Coby.
I'm at the
Anna's
bottom,
last.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Anna's last.
what's like a theater of the mind layout here? Is it just
So,
like one room?
Elevator doors go ding. Erica jumps out straight to the left and goes freeze and shoots an icicle from her hand as you hear from a very female sounding noise coming from behind where you're standing.
Well,
You see in front of the elevator door a human male on the ground. Looks as though he probably had 18 strength, and his heart has been ripped from his chest, and his blood is splattered up the wall and halfway across the ceiling.
well, so much for small talk. I say as I'm moving forward, and I try to stand next to Erica if possible, and I shoot
It's possible.
Hello!
from my main hand 2 frost missiles.
Okay.
18. Ooh, and much higher. 23.
Hit.
Okay. Then, for my bonus action, I will fire with my I-beams. As
Okay.
they were supposed to be I-beams, not from my other hand.
All right.
So, 22 cold. And then
Ooh,
I-beam. 17.
That is a hit.
Okay. Oh, and of course max damage. 8 fire damage.
Let me find the creature we're dealing with here.
And the eye sockets do the need to cool down, and there's like tss.
All right, what was your total damage?
22 cold, 8 fire. We need to get Shaq in here. I'm icy hot.
All right, what was your total damage, Anna? Or Erica? Sorry.
Eric, me?
Yeah, what was your damage you did? 6, right?
13.
13. Okay. All right. This particular lycanthrope female looks pretty badly fucked up, but it is her turn.
Oh, it's nice knowing you guys.
She goes, "How dare you enter my house? and wreck up the place. As you see her kind of shift and change, and you hear a bone crunching sound as her bones shift and change and shape into that of a large-sized, white-haired lycanthrope.
Her clothes got ripped off and everything, right?
Yep, her red dress, made of the finest silk you've ever seen, shredded, falling to the ground like many fibers of silk.
Whoa, hey, we didn't get dinner first.
And it is very clearly a female alpha werewolf who looks very, very angry at the prospect of you mentioning such words, as if you are her primary target from now until the rest of combat. However,
I
she's
look at Coby like,
thinking.
you fucking idiot.
He thinks about a lot of things, but when it comes to corny one-liners, he does not think of that.
You
Just
hear
happens.
glass break as Hazel flies through a window and fires a silver arrow. And she hits, dealing a nicking blow that kind of scrapes the arm of the creature. As the white werewolf that is very large sized and barely cramming into this apartment looks your direction as Haske goes, "Hey, bitch." And he cocks his gun. Smile. And he fires, spending some grit and hitting with a very effective looking shot that does quite a bit of damage, nearly hitting her heart, but quite missing. Anna, it's your turn. There's a very angry alpha werewolf standing in front of you.
I'm actually, you know what, gonna just go ahead and she's gonna drop the packed weapon, and it's gonna fizzle out of existence, and she's gonna reach for the shotgun slung on her back.
Mm-hmm.
And with the other hand, while she's drawing the shotgun out, she's gonna go ahead and hex on the werewolf,
Right.
and then she's gonna fire 2 shotgun slugs, silvered slugs, into this thing.
All right. Make your attacks.
All right. Ooh, that dog will hunt. That's going to be a 23 to hit on the first one.
That's a hit.
So that's 2d10 plus necro. Plus. So 9 and 19. Okay, so 19 shot damage plus silver shot plus 5 necro damage for the first one.
The first shot alone is enough to blast a chunk of her face off and very badly damage her, where she falls down on her knees and goes, "I will not." And she falls over on the ground, dying. As she dies, her very large werewolf form shifts back into a human form, and you see several major, very dangerous-looking scars across her face and neck, and a large pool of blood sitting next to her very dead body.
She's going to look at the shotgun like, I've got to figure out how to patch one of these.
The probably pretty gruesome because you just shotgunned half of her head off, right?
Yeah, half her face is missing.
Yeah.
As Hazel goes, "I think she's dead." Haske goes, "According to legend, silver is the only way to kill a werewolf." He looks at his revolver, looks at the silver bullets. "I think we're good." He loads another bullet in from the one he fired and puts it back in his holster.
Just to be smart, though, we should probably burn their body.
Yeah, let's do
Probably not going to hurt.
As
Let's
Coby,
let the watch take a look at it first.
as Coby gets another syringe of the blood.
Okay. Coby, you have a syringe of alpha werewolf blood.
Okay.
This blood looks unlike any other blood you've seen and seems to react very violently to silver.
Luckily, the syringe isn't made of that.
Yes.
Or blood will probably go black.
Yes. You're fairly lucky that Heinrich Venrich, the founder of the current age of beasts, did not make his syringes of blood of silver and decided to make them of glass. As it is his syringes you own.
Well, we should probably notify somebody that this happened here. And
Oscar walks over to Backpack and goes, already ahead of you. And he picks up Backpack's walkie-talkie and pushes a series of buttons on Backpack's chest. This is, and he mentions his actual name, which I actually can't pronounce in real life. Let me just attempt very badly. Haske, I'm again sorry. Haske yok sigoga ilye doneske asoji. Reporting in. We have an alpha werewolf. She's dead. We're going to need a cleanup crew. Penthouse. Pyramid building. He says into Backpack's chest walkie-talkie. You hear back, roger that. Sending units now. Be there in 10 minutes.
Coby goes to investigate the scene before they get here. Seeing if there's anything hinting at her name, maybe who this guy was. You know, just more details on her.
You see an investigation check.
Wow. Investigation check. Ooh, that was actually good. 22.
I got 10.
We're doing surprisingly good on these investigation checks.
22, 10, what'd you get, Anna?
18.
It helps when you're super smart.
Yep.
So Erica, with her 10, is very badly distracted by the dead werewolf chick on the ground.
Yeah.
Still shifting back into human form as her body shifts into a very bloody, dead, half-face removed human. Coby and Anna, you notice that this chick has killed probably 23 people, as you see 23 separate hearts in very concealed jars around the house.
Are there like chunks bitten out of the hearts?
Yep. Each one of them is missing a chunk of a very werewolf-sized set of teeth.
Okay. Great.
Ugh.
Any sign of
Apparently she's mass murdered at least 22 people you can count.
Wow.
Any sign of Einrichsness around?
Nope. None anywhere.
Because if I remember when we were in the laboratories before, reference that he
You
possibly
see in her
remade
closet, however,
werewolves.
14 identical silk red dresses.
You must really like that color.
Red is a good color. Sometimes. As he turns around, looks at the blood scene. Other times, not so much.
It
You do
seems
notice that
curious
the
to
red
have
is
the same dress.
identical to that of the blood of the victims.
Sorry, Erica, what was that?
Or Erica, what'd you say?
It seems curious to me to have several of the same dress if you want to be non-descriptive.
You're fairly certain from her analogy, Coby and Anna, that this werewolf might not have been the most intelligent, but was very clearly the most violent you have seen in many an age. Also the first in 2,000 years.
That's why he took the blood sample. Doesn't want to recreate him, but, you know, have that.
As Backpack looks at the whole scene, he goes, analogy would dictate that this is the first werewolf identified that is active within 2,000 years of operation. This is dangerous. Werewolves are quite deadly, and those they did not kill were quickly turned into werewolves. It would be advisable we advise the watch of those who are attacked by animals similar to the faction of damage done by this individual. He says, looking to her claws that shift back into a human hand as she finally dies.
Well,
Haske walks over to her corpse and unloads one round of the silver bullet directly into her brain, and then loads the bullet back into his gun again and putting it away. Have to make sure she's dead. Don't want her coming back. Werewolves are tenacious at best. My people know of them well.
it's a curse, though, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
In a way, we brought her peace, I guess. I'm not
Those
one for
bitten
morals.
by the werewolves' bite are cursed by the werewolves' lycanthropy. doomed to forever walk the earth as a beast and no longer a man.
Well, with this, as you just shows the vial sample, hopefully we can find a cure of some kind in the future, in case this
Perhaps.
ever happens again.
Legend says wolfsbane is a very useful herb when dealing with werewolves.
Erica, do you think you could do anything with this? You're definitely more proficient in medical
You
stuff.
think with the right amount of wolfsbane, you could probably make some sort of lycanthropic cure, but you would need a while.
Well, I suppose so, but it would take me at least a couple days.
Oh, it was a couple days. That'd be pretty quick.
Well, you know.
You're impressed at his confidence in you.
He also seemed very reluctant to say you were better at something than him.
Well, you know,
You're fairly certain his arrogance couldn't handle too much of that.
Well, we should get out of here and get this blood off of my good suit.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more things around the city than we looked at. Best I go investigate. Haske, you coming? He looks over at Hazel, and Hazel kind of like motions like, come on. And he grabs onto her, and she fires a grappling hook randomly into the distance and disappears into the night.
Wow, those pieces of cardboard are very aerodynamic.
Just turn into little airplanes and fly away, Paper Mario style.
As they
Nice.
fold into paper airplanes and skied away. Paper Mario style. You make your way down the apartment complex and out of the building, mentioning to the town guard exactly what happened here.
Okay, and we already got our cleanup crew going in there and stuff. So
The town guard go, well, that's a mighty fine mess. All right, well, we'll clean up what we can. Werewolf, you say, huh? That sounds awful messy. Should be no hearts left in the victims if that's the case. Werewolves are said to need their hearts to gain their power.
For
What the
For
saying
what
goes.
exactly? I haven't read much about werewolves.
Well, you know a normal man, if he fights a beast and kills him, he learns by his skill. A werewolf doesn't learn by that. Werewolf learns only by the number of hearts he's eaten from his victims. Or her victims in this case, I suppose. It's only appropriate. All the people who were killed were men, rich ones at that.
So what was she learning? How to be rich?
No, she was probably taking their wealth, consuming it with her power.
I don't think that's how it works, but all right.
Well, maybe there was a bit more to it than what we saw.
Perhaps there was. You're the Slayers, after all. We're just the town watch. Tell you what, you did such a good job here. We'll give you this. He gives each of you 500 gold.
5 gold or 500?
500.
All right.
This
You
as-
you did such a good job solving all these murders. You go do what you need to do.
Okay. Well, I'm going back to that place, the Pharaoh Club, because that place was nice.
I'm gonna go try to figure out this werewolf thing. I'd rather not go there. Too many people.
I'm gonna go with Coby.
Erica, you're fairly certain that these people have more than proven themselves in their capability. You've not seen an alpha werewolf, let alone seen one get killed by someone in the last 2,000 years. Whatever they're capable of, they just killed an alpha werewolf like it was yesterday's newspaper. You think they might work for what you need them to do?
Yeah. If like in the morning, after the two of them come back, she will ask you if you were. I suppose that you did a very very good investigation, and I do need some help with finding my grandfather's treasures. I promise I will reward you handsomely for your help. It seems that there's a lot more than I can handle, and I would greatly appreciate it if you came along with me.
That works, I guess. I mean, I think payment could work with maybe exchanging notes.
Oh, of course. Yes. Anything that you need.
That works.
And if Anna, if that's not what you would like, I can also offer currency. And my grandfather's treasures are very valuable.
Actually, maybe some of the magical secrets. I do have a very keen interest in planar magic.
Oh, of course. I have
I'm
a whole
trying to get
collection of
home.
books on
I'm not
magic.
from around here.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I'm not from around here.
I
I'm
sent
trying
you
to
a
get
chat message, Anna. Or
Mhm.
sorry, Erica.
The Coby, you can definitely tell money isn't really something he seems to need or want.
Yeah.
So, what? Your grandfather? What was he known for? You said he had treasures.
He was an inventor. He had many fantastic inventions that he hid away because of the damn.
Gold fever.
What is it called?
Gold fever.
Damn gold fever. And
One particular you know of name. I put it in chat.
Okay. He put them in a tomb, and it is too well armed and well protected for me to go there by myself. You seem quite capable. Would you help me get into the silver vault?
Oh, wow. Well, with your capabilities, not being able to get into there, that must be quite a defensive system. Sure.
Coby, this piques your interest. Anna, you were almost immediately interested in what's going on. This sounds very powerful magic.
Yeah, it does.
Kobe's definitely interested in the inventions.
Both
for sure.
Hazel and Haske go, yeah, we're in. All right, I'm down with that. We'll help you. You've helped us. It's only fair.
Oh.
Haske says.
Oh, thank you so much. I had a okay time.
I'd say we've done a pretty good time together. This werewolf proves we're more than capable as a group. Let's go solve your family's mystery.
Believe it or not, it's usually not this messy. Or as messy as it was last night.
I've only really been studying and preparing to go into the tomb for just kind of like a very long time. So I suppose
there's something about her determination, Coby, Anna, Hazel, and Haske, that fills you with a bit of focus. Focus that you think seems to help you not worry about being accidentally transmitted to the dream realm for now. There's something about her focus that seems to help you clarify your goal. Whatever it is, you feel like traveling with her is the best course of action.
What's that? A card fell out of the sky. He goes pick up the card. It's a white card. Get out, a dream free card. Sweet.
And there, we will leave it for now. Our intrepid adventurer is ready to travel with Erica for her great family adventure. Who will be here for the next time? We will never know, as the alpha werewolf has been distinct. For now.
Oh boy.
Anyone have any plugs?
Tomorrow we have Reign of Misrule on this channel.
9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard.
But watch those clocks. Daylight savings time, people.
That is right. Daylight saving times is tonight for us in America, anyway.
And that should have all of us. And Alexis as well. Except you, Blake. Sorry, you're not part of that, right?
I'm not gonna be there either.
I'll be asleep when you do that.
All right.
In fact, I might just be going to bed.
Okay, then I guess I'll just be...
One more quick thing, I guess. I would have said this at the beginning, but it didn't matter too much. This channel now, on Twitch anyway, not you watching on YouTube and post, I now can get bits. So if you want to do 100 bits for Nat 20 for any character you want, there you go. You just go into the Twitch chat and do your thing and say who the Nat 20 goes to. You can also say a Nat 1 to whoever you want as well. I gotta be fair.
If you want to be evil.
And Blake allowed that for his campaign too.
Yep. For this particular campaign, it works for all.
Uh-oh, we lost the DM.
Bye!
Oh, okay. Bye.
I will plug one thing.
Okay.
Okay.
You're in the DM seat right now, ironically enough.
Excellent. All right. Speaking of being in the DM seat, written in stone, you can just listen to it. You don't have to wait for it to come out. It's just out there for you to enjoy. And new episodes come out every Wednesday until I go to a bi-weekly schedule, which I think is the week after next week. But you can find this on written in RPG, and it's super great. So,
Hey!
yay!
Hey, we were just finishing up. Oh,
If you like
Hello.
Power Rangers
Hey.
and all that kind of stuff.
that's okay. We were just gonna end it. So good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Good night.